No, going down to 15. Thursday, partly sunny and cold, 23 and 14 on Thursday night. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist, Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Don't freeze as it gets colder. If your furnace isn't working, Air Comfort Service can get you back in your comfort zone fast with a service call for only $99. Get your furnace serviced. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Rain.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Happy Wednesday. Glad to be with you once again. Not snowing right now. And hopefully the roads have been nice and comfortable for you to traverse on right now if you're out and about getting lunch. Thank you for tuning in to 97.1 FM Talk. A reminder, you can throw on that Odyssey app anywhere you go. Find 97.1 right there, FM Talk, and take us with you in crystal clear connection wherever you go. Ryan's back. Hi, Ryan.
What's up, Annie Fry? How's the Annie Fry Show? Your show.
I'll be asking the questions here.
Okay.
Hi, Ryan. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay.
I
would love to ask you how you were, but I can't ask.
No, you're not allowed to. I didn't even ask you a question. I just said hi.
I was ready, though.
So are you taking any more time off here in the next day or two, week, couple weeks?
I think I'll probably come back today, see how it goes, and we'll see what tomorrow holds.
It's interesting to think about what "see how it goes" means in your judgment. You want it to go great? You want it to go terrible? What brings you back tomorrow?
If I am able to ask all the questions of all the guests,
All right.
I'll be back tomorrow.
We're going to have Margaret Olohan from the Daily Signal on. She is somebody who I met at the White House when I was a guest in the White House press corps, which is still kind of crazy to say.
Oh, that's cool.
Where's the tape? I need the tape.
You want a stapler? I can give you that.
Yeah, if I could staple this paper to my computer, that'd be great.
You can. Permission granted.
Not your computer. Oh, man. So did you pay attention to the news while you're out? And how long were you out? Because you were with
let's see, I was
soccer
out.
tournaments?
We were all together Wednesday, and then basically Thursday on, I've been gone. So
You paying any attention?
Yeah, I've been paying attention somewhat. Watching the Tim Walz stuff, I think, has been one of the bigger news stories.
Well, that's what Margaret Olohan is going to talk to us about at 1 o'clock. She's going to give us a report on that. I was reading Christopher Rufo's report on what is going down in Minnesota, and it looks pretty ugly. It looks pretty nasty. And at the same time, yesterday, there was the announcement made in the White House about these Trump accounts. And I'm going to just be honest, I'm kind of annoyed that we're talking about Tim Walz and not Trump accounts. And that is the impetus for today's YouTube live chat poll question, even though the Tim Walz story, if you wanted to stretch it, could be a foreign policy story.
Yeah. It's a domestic foreign policy story.
It's complicated, you might say. A lot of what's going on in Minnesota, they have a big Somali community there, and Ilhan Omar is from there. There is a lot of, I would say, far left progressive Democrat stronghold that comes out of Minnesota. I think Minnesota has been talked about in the last 15, 20 years as a swing state.
They're always knocking on the door and they never quite get there.
It's not a swing state because it's a bastion for the furthest left progressivism that is in this country. And I always refer to the hyper leftist progressivism of the state of Illinois. We're flyover socialism here in Illinois. People talk about California, people talk about New York, or sometimes like a Connecticut or Vermont or something gets thrown in the conversation. New Jersey is closer to a purple state, I would say, than Minnesota is right now, which is weird.
Yeah, they probably are. They're trending that way.
The proximity of New Jersey next to New York, I think, makes them have a forced comparison.
New Jersey also just seems like a no-nonsense kind of place. It's like the bombers in there, the Bronx bombers are just sort of, they just don't take any guff from anybody. That's what New Jersey reminds me of.
Guff?
Guff.
Did you learn that word in Florida?
Yeah.
Guff?
Bronx. Yeah, you don't have to take any guff.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not 100% sure. No, I'm 0% sure of what you just said.
Don't worry about it. It's no-nonsense people up there in New Jersey, and I like that. Although I don't love the way that they've been voting in the last couple cycles.
It's a little bit closer. Tennessee election takes place last night. Matt Van Epps ends up pulling out a win. Now, there are several ways you can look at this. First of all, he won. So moving on, okay? When the New Jersey, New York, Virginia races were happening, I think was the poll like, will there be an upset or something like that? There was something to the effect of essentially asking, like, is there going to be a Republican that's going to win these? And I told you the day before, no, these are blue areas. The things you need to look at are turnout and margin of victory. 9 points, Matt Van Epps wins over Ashton with a Y, and we're not going to talk about her anymore.
Okay.
I mean, she's the AOC of Tennessee. That's what people were calling her.
She might have been left of AOC.
She just was pissed all the time.
She's not happy.
You could get you break down the difference between the Democrat Party and the Republican Party. She could be the face of the Democrat Party right now. Just an angry white woman. She's a little young though. She's not in the Meemaw.
That's true.
Category yet, but she's working on it.
She's not living off of some pension.
The only thing stopping her from Meemaw territory is time.
Yeah, she's already in the group.
Yeah, she could lead them. There was a lot of attention. I don't do polls. I don't like polls. I think polls are meant to persuade, not inform. And the thing that drives me the craziest about special elections or off-year elections, and you've been here when I've had all these conversations, the whole spotlight of everything, all the dollars are on this, and it is a huge ripple effect win for the Democrats if they can scoop that. Yes, obviously, a vote in Congress with a super thin majority, of which Marjorie Taylor Greene has no respect for. When you have an opportunity to flood all of this national attention into one location, the left does that way better than the right does it, and the left does emotional hyperventilating turnout better than the Republicans do. And so you have this is a special election. Nobody else was there like a mayor in Louisiana or something that was being elected yesterday.
Oh, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that though.
Was that a big deal? I saw that story and I'm like, oh, there's another?
Well, didn't the Democrat win?
I don't think so.
I was looking at early returns, so I didn't see the final.
I thought, well, whatever. But I memean, obviously, to my point, nobody's paying attention to any other. This is it. They can put all of their chips in the middle of the table for this because it's the only hand you can bet. It's the only opportunity you have to make a statement. And the Democrats are doing what the Republicans could have done in the New York election, the New Jersey election, the Virginia election, which is to compete so that it's a win-win situation for you, even if you lose. Because if you can compare relatively to something else out there about how well the Democrats did, you can fundraise on that for when the actual big election will be next November when the midterms happen, which traditionally, of course, the Democrats are traditionally going to do better than the Republicans do midterm of a Republican, Donald Trump, presidency. How will Donald Trump do? How will he fare in getting people to turn out in the midterms? Everybody wants to look at this Tennessee election and look at it as the bellwether for what's going to happen next. And I'm here to say it doesn't matter at all. I might be the only person saying that. I haven't heard anyone else say that, but I'm just telling you from my vantage point, not in Tennessee, where the Republicans still did what the Democrats did in those elections, in blue states, in Jersey, and New York, and Virginia. The Democrats won as they were supposed to. I think they had a comfortable margin of victory. They ran, in several instances, bad candidates that still were able to pull it off. People keep talking about how Republicans need to pick better candidates. What's wrong with Matt Van Epps?
He's fine. He didn't have much name recognition, but he's a good candidate, though.
But what are we supposed to do? Only run people who have name recognition?
Yeah, you can't. You have
Congress?
To start over at some point.
Yes.
And the last guy's been there for a couple cycles, and he was done. So.
I'm annoyed at the, that Republicans need to work on getting good candidates. What's the matter with this guy?
No, he's great.
He's great. He's a veteran. He's perfectly fine. But it's not about issues. It's about sensation. And the Democrats are really, really capable of making these elections be about emotion and panic and chaos. And boy, is that easy to do when Donald Trump is the president. Which brings me to the poll question today. How do you feel about the Trump administration's area of focus? And why do I say this brings me to the poll? Because I was feeling a little spicy today. How do you feel about the Trump administration's area of focus? Just right. He's doing just fine. He's focused too much on foreign policy. He's focused too much on domestic policy. And your fourth option today, for the haters that listen, you get to vote. I have TDS. That's not like me.
You added that option as the fourth option.
Yes.
But then they have to self-incriminate to vote on it.
I know it's going to be conflicting.
That's going to be tough.
I'm the only thing I'm worried about this, and you know what I just said about polls, how much I love them. The scientific nature of this poll. I wonder how many people who would normally vote in favor of the president just want to vote I have TDS so that people throw the poll in that direction. I don't know. Because I was thinking I'll type Trump is awful, Trump is the worst. Like this is a voting option, but I don't want people to clip me saying Trump is the worst on the air, which you can just do now. But
that just happened.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of things you could clip that I said that I didn't say that it would sound like I said.
I will clip most of them when they happen.
Yeah, you usually do. That's usually how I find out. It was really more about you than anybody else.
Thank you for thinking of me.
And now I just said I have TDS. Here you go. If you hate the president and you can't stand him, TDS. Greg Gutfeld was saying on the 5 yesterday, he said we got to stop calling it TDS. It's TDA, Trump derangement addiction. And I'm like, that's better. Because they were addicted to it. And they were talking about Rosie O'Donnell and how Rosie O'Donnell is in Ireland. She went to Ireland to only talk about Donald Trump.
True.
Why?
I like the switch. I like the switch to addiction.
It's better. He goes, you can't you can't outrun yourself. You can't change your geographical position. You have to take you with you, Rosie. She was talking with Jim Acosta in some sort of mutual therapy session. I don't know what it was, but she was talking about her 12-year-old daughter, and how her daughter was pounding the table saying, I'm so mad at Trump. I'm so mad at Trump. I'm so mad at Trump. He made us leave. And, you know, Jesse Waters, of all people in the 5, made the point that her 12-year-old daughter is autistic.
Oh.
Like, how does she go on Jim Acosta's show and use her 12-year-old daughter as an opportunity to further the TDA ball down the field, to try to make a point about Donald Trump? She's using her own daughter as a way to try to punch Donald Trump. That is an addiction or a syndrome or a disease. It's out of control. We're going to take a quick break. Anna Kelly, who is the White House Deputy Press Secretary, is going to talk about a domestic policy thing this administration is doing that I absolutely love. Trump accounts with the White House on the Annie Frey Show next.
Nothing really goes to plan.
CiviaLaw.com is the website. Todd Civia, who can help you in his Missouri offices, in his Illinois offices. He wants to help you with your estate plan. And it's about time you got on the helm here and took care of this responsibility. Talk to you folks that have an estate plan, but you haven't really looked at it in a while. Maybe the kids have moved out since you first established your trust, your estate, your will, whatever it might be. When you call Todd Civia at 833-995-WILL, 833-995-WILL, he's going to mention my name, and he's going to waive that fee for that strategy session. $300 value. Get connected with an attorney that is an expert at estate planning that can help you navigate all the complicated situations that come with planning inheritances and making sure that if you have dependents, that they are going to be cared for in the instance of a loss. Avoid probate. That costs time. That costs money. And navigate this situation with confidence when you call Civia Law. 833-995-WILL. Mention Annie when you give him a call. CiviaLaw.com.
Thinking about a bath remodel or swapping that old tub for a sleek, easy-to-clean shower? It's Mark Reardon from Michael's Baths with one question. What's there to think about? Michael's beats the competition by 30 to 50%, uses top-quality materials, and backs it all with over 30 years of experience. And now they're going to throw in a free shower door or $500 off. Schedule your free in-home consultation today, 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com. That's michaelsbass.com.
Mark Cox here for the Range St. Louis West. Right now, they're giving away a free basic handgun skills class. All you have to do is register for your chance to win. TheRangeSTL.com/971. I've taken this class. It's ideal for beginners. They have expert instruction. It's available in a women's only class if that's what you're interested in. The normal cost is $135. You can win the class right now at TheRangeSTL.com/971.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you could get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Well, I think they can learn a little bit about the free enterprise system. They can really learn a lot about how life works, how business works. They want to go out and make a living for themselves, because maybe it's going to be a lot more than we think, or maybe it's not going to be quite as much as we think, depending on what happens with the world and the market. We'll try and do very well in that regard too, but there's a lot of learning to be done. And I think this is a big step forward.
That's President Trump there at the White House yesterday making that announcement, an additional announcement about the Trump accounts. Now, the Trump accounts originally passed into law in the big, beautiful bill. But yesterday, we were able to see the Dell family step up from the private sector and do something pretty incredible in making these Trump accounts even more lucrative for kids in America. Let's talk to the White House. Anna Kelly joins us now, White House Deputy Press Secretary. Anna, we appreciate your time today. We will make this quick for you, but we wanted to give you the opportunity to talk to us about Trump accounts. I have 4 children myself, not any new babies on the way, but this is a really exciting thing for families and families to be here in the next few years.
You are exactly right, Annie, and thank you so much for having me on, because you're exactly right. This is not only part of the president's longtime promises to make America wealthy again, but this is just a huge, big deal, really, for America's children. As you said, it passed under the Working Families Tax Cut that passed earlier this year. And as you mentioned, the entire point is to really give America's children a financial head start. And that is in partnership with a lot of great private sector individuals who are stepping up and recognize the incredible opportunity that this poses. As you said, Michael Dell and his family giving 25 million American children $250 each. That is something that's going to compound over time. It's something that children will ultimately be able to use to go to college, start a business, or anything they want when they turn 18. And so I think this is an incredible testament to this president's creativity when it comes to delivering on that promise to make America wealthy again. And it's really going to benefit so many families and children across the country.
We're listening to White House Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly right now. So what I really love about this is it's an investment in our future, literal future children that are babies that are being born. But there's a public sector element that was created, and the private sector apparently raced to be a part of it in a really measurable way. How do these Trump accounts, how are they going to work? If people are listening right now, they're like, well, I'm pregnant or I'm going to have a baby here soon. How do I get a Trump account for my child?
Yeah, so all children born between 25 and 28 who are U.S. citizens are eligible for starters, in addition to some of these private sector partners who are not only stepping up yesterday, but we think there are going to be more that continue to step up. But just as a baseline, those children born between 2025 and 2028, they're going to receive $1,000 in a Trump account from the U.S. government. And of course, those are accounts that those children's families can continue to contribute it in, up to $5,000 a year. And again, we totally expect, after the massive enthusiasm that we're seeing in the private sector, more private sector individuals stepping up to contribute to those Trump accounts. And again, this is going to be huge for young people, for families who can now rest easy knowing that there's going to be a pocket of money saved, and it's going to grow over time for those children born over that 3-year period.
We're speaking with Anna Kelly, the White House Deputy Press Secretary here on 97.1 FM Talk. So when will these funds become accessible for these babies? When can they benefit from it?
Yeah, so we're still finalizing the exact sign-up process. But the good news is we have trumpaccounts.gov. That's trumpaccounts.gov. That just launched. That is live now, and so anyone listening is able to sign up right now and get apprised of those updates. And so we'll continue to keep folks posted on the exact mechanics. But again, this is a tremendous accomplishment, I think, for families across the country now, knowing that they'll have a nice nest egg for their children when they turn 18 to, again, go to college, start a business, choose in whatever way is appropriate for them. But I would encourage anyone listening to sign up at trumpaccounts.gov to keep apprised of those updates.
We'll be sharing that website, trumpaccounts.gov, here with our listeners. So, I'm thinking about my employer here at Odyssey. They put money, they do a match in a 401k for me. Is this something that you could see potentially employers adding in as an employee benefit that could they possibly contribute to these accounts for employee children?
Totally. So I should have mentioned, too, that up to $5,000 total per year per child, that can be contributed to all sources. So that includes parents, family, employers as well. And so if an employer contributes, $2,500 per employee per year is also excluded from that employee's taxable income. So governments and qualifying charitable organizations can also make, additional contributions as well. But that $5,000 a year can certainly include employers to participate. And we certainly want employers to participate, right? I mean, this is such a huge deal for every family who is now able to, regardless of income, invest in their children's future and truly ensure that every young American has a stake in our country's success. So we're certainly encouraging, individuals, companies, and all fronts to take part in this, because I think it's something that every American can get behind and celebrate.
Yeah, I completely agree. Anna Kelly speaking with us right now. I was listening to some commentary on this yesterday on some of the news channels, and I'm happy to say that I heard people who are left of center, maybe even further than center on the left, actually praising the idea of these Trump accounts. Is this a Republican only idea? Was this a bipartisan effort coming out of Congress to put it on the president's desk? How did we get to this idea of Trump accounts for our children?
Yeah, so of course, as I mentioned, going back, this went all the way back to the Working Families Tax Cut, and I think it's something that, you're right, it doesn't enjoy a broad bipartisan support, because I think every American can get behind the idea of ensuring America's children have a real financial head start in this country. That's something that's going to continue to bolster America's future as these continue to develop. So I think we're really proud of, again, the private sector investment, the number of individuals who are coming forward, so excited to participate. But yes, I think this is something that so many people are excited about across the aisle and across the political spectrum, ensuring that our kids are able to get a head start on life and able to use that fund in a way that's appropriate for them.
I'm thinking about the word affordability. It's a word, probably poll-tested word that the Democrats are trying to push out there. And I'm asking myself, the affordability crisis was thrust upon the American people because of the prior administration. There's a lot of cleanup on aisle 46 that has to take place right now with this new administration coming in to bring inflation down, which they have done, to try to bring wages up, which has been done already, but there is still more work to do. What do you think 2026 is going to look like while the Trump economic policies start to take their place in the active economy? People are looking to be able to afford things more. How's 2026 going to fare for American citizens?
Well, I want to repeat something you said, because I think you're exactly right, Annie, that the president has inherited an economic mess. There was, of course, years and years of mismanagement under Biden, his administration. And you're right, the president has tamed Biden's inflation crisis. But again, as you said, there's more work to do. And so in addition to continuing to lower costs, improve real wages. Again, those have gone up, but there is more work to do. And so the president's going to continue to implement his tested, because remember, this is a tested economic agenda that worked in his first term, the proven economic formula of unleashing American energy, bringing home investments to our country, unleashing the power of America's manufacturing industry that's been sent overseas for decades by Democrats and Republicans. The president is correcting years and years of these negative economic practices, and certainly under the past 4 years of Otto Penn Joe Biden. And so I think you're right. These Trump accounts are one way that we're going to make long-term investments in our country's future, but this president certainly recognizes, in addition to everything he did on day one in terms of unleashing American energy, lowering costs for Americans, he's going to continue to take bold action to make life affordable and end Joe Biden's inflation crisis.
Last question for you. We're speaking with Anna Kelly, the White House Deputy Press Secretary, with us right now. When it comes to, cutting government spending and making sure that the private sector is not inhibited by over-regulation, I saw a statistic that said that right now the Trump administration, for every regulation it's added, it's eliminated 48, which was jaw-dropping to hear that statistic. When it comes to funding these Trump accounts, of course, you have the private sector investment from the Dell family. Where is the $1,000 coming in for these babies? How is the administration and Congress accommodating for that money that will now be spent that wasn't being spent before?
Well, as I said, this is originally coming from the working families tax cut. And the benefit is, as you said, we have just slashed regulations. Another fun statistic on that front, by the way, those deregulatory efforts are also saving Americans $180 billion. So this president's policies just across the administration in terms of deregulation, in terms of massive tariff revenues, because of this president's courage to finally correct decades, again, of unfair trading practices, those are bringing in massive revenues for our country. And thankfully, that helps us provide these really exciting benefits like the working families tax cut. So the president will continue to pass tax cuts, ensure the realization of these Trump accounts through the passage of the Working Families Tax Cut bill that thankfully we are able to do because of the widespread efforts that this president is doing to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse across the administration.
Well, Anna Kelly, we are grateful for your time today. Thank you for explaining some of the background for this and also the hopeful future for it. We do hope that it is a great success, and we love to hear the administration coming up with new ideas, thinking of new things instead of the same old. The Trump administration has delivered on that for sure. We appreciate your time, Anna. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie.
Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. White House Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly. I think that the Trump account thing, in my mind, is an interesting subject because I feel like there is an obvious success that could be had here, but that doesn't mean that it's guaranteed. It's going to be invested. What if we have a crash? That's just the way it goes. But I like the idea of a new concept. We're getting some conversation in the YouTube chat. Maybe this reflects what you're thinking about it, which is one of the reasons I asked the question of Anna Kelly, like, where do we pay for this? Where's the money come from? They were able to cut spending and they're investing in this regard. I can look at an opportunity where you can see in 18 years this money, if you were able to continue to water that account, essentially, really benefiting. Some people are suggesting it's going to replace Social Security. I don't know how you bet on that when you're talking about an infant and 60 plus years down the road. But what about college? What about higher education? What if you graduate when you're 18 and you've got 5 figures of savings because you've invested in that over the course of time? I just think that it's an interesting, innovative idea that is worth a shot.
I know that Trump himself nor the administration have tied this to Social Security, but we are in a place where coming up with creative solutions is necessary.
Right.
And this is a creative solution. Again, they're not tying it to that yet, but maybe could it be eventually something that provides that safety net that Social Security is? I don't know. I mean, it's just creative.
I mean, if you had 2 decades worth of funded Trump accounts to see what they have at 18 and to be able to measure what that would be come Social Security, now all of a sudden you could say, okay, children who opt in or families who opt their children into this are not going to have to pay into Social Security any longer.
Yeah.
And if you have that, it's always important also to remember that the people who are paying into Social Security, that money is going out immediately for people who are taking Social Security.
Right.
The money that I'm paying into Social Security right now is not my money down the road.
Exactly.
But boy, would I like to have that money be invested for my future now. Like, would I like my Social Security money to be put into an account for me so that as I'm working for 30, 40 years, at the end of that, all of the money that I have coming out of my paycheck has materialized into a nice little account for me. But that's not where we are, and someone's going to get screwed, and I'm thinking it's going to be our generation. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be the millennials, probably the millennials, maybe a few Gen Zers in there too.
The frustrating thing is that these problems, Social Security, the budget, whatever you want to talk about, they're solvable. There are real solutions to these problems. It's just whether the people in Congress want to actually solve problems or do they want to do political dunks.
It's all campaign rhetoric.
Yes.
All it is campaign commercials. All you have to do is say anything that even winks at the possibility that you might try to take away someone's Social Security. You're cooked. You're done. Get out of the race. No one's going to donate to you anymore. You can't win.
Which is ridiculous. Like, we have to be smarter than that to be able to say we have to actually solve problems.
I'm looking forward to more innovative economic ideas from this administration, and they've brought a lot more to the table than we've seen in my lifetime, I would say. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Doesn't it feel like you hear all the time from retired friends and family, I wish someone had told me this before I retired? Or why didn't anybody tell me this? Why is this not a class? Well, that's exactly why Financial and Tax Architects was founded. FTA keeps hardworking families in St. Louis make sense of retirement. They show them how to keep more of what they've earned and how to make it last. That way you can get some sleep at night. You don't have to second guess every expense leading up to retirement. You understand what's going on. Their Retirement Planning 101 class is a practical, no-cost course. They teach it at local colleges. It's just one night. You learn strategies to reduce taxes, plan your income, make confident decisions about Social Security and taxes and inflation. And FTA focuses on education. They try to change the way you retire. Call 888-5101 or go to fta-ria.com to register.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Triton Exteriors. Not sure if you've noticed, but the storms seem to be especially bad this spring. If you had James Hardy Smart Siding, you wouldn't have to worry about it. It's not going to be damaged like in the 314-day storm. So we do roofing, siding, gutters, fences. We're always going to be the middle bid. We're never going to cut corners. We're never going to take advantage of you. Call 314-717-1159 or triton-stl.com.
Heidi Rick Provost of Rick Financial understands the importance of financial stability in your retirement plans.
If there's something we can do to help benefit your financial future and provide more strength and stability in your retirement plan, that's exactly what we do here. And we do so on a complimentary basis.
Call today, 314-207-6211 or online at rickinfinancial.com and join us for Kickin' with the Rickens, Sundays at 1 p.m. right here on 97.1 FM Talk.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
It's time for you to get to know my friends at Lit Cigar Lounge in Chesterfield, where luxury meets comfort. Mark Cox here. They have a great selection of rare bourbons, whiskeys, craft cocktails, anything you like to drink, cold beer, premium hand-rolled cigars from the finest makers in the world, even private lockers that are available if you choose to. Perfect for date nights or business meetings, and live music every Friday night. Family owned and operated. Check them out in Chesterfield at the District. It's litstl.com.
For 100 years, KMOX has been part of St. Louis. Now, Together Credit Union is helping celebrate that legacy. Starting in November, visit any Together Credit Union branch to pick up a KMOX 100th anniversary commemorative ornament for just $5 while supplies last. Each ornament supports Children's Miracle Network of Greater St. Louis. Together Credit Union, honoring 100 years of KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, and Children's Miracle Network of Greater St. Louis, improving the health of all children.
We're asking you today, how do you feel about the Trump administration's area of focus? Is it just right? Is it too much foreign policy? Is it too much domestic policy? What is the temperature of the porridge you like to eat is what we're asking you. The last option, by the way, is I have TDS. Let us know what you think about today's poll. We will give you the results at the end of the show as usual. 12:37. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
From the gateway to the airwaves. 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
Welcome back to the Annie Price Show. I think that when you consider the Trump accounts, which we just got done speaking to Anna Kelly, who is with the White House, she's their deputy press secretary. When you think about Trump accounts, when you think about the fact that inflation has come down, I mean, the decrease in inflation is significant. It's remarkable that it has happened as quickly as it did. I always remember President Trump being asked about the price of eggs. He'd been there for like 5 minutes, which I think might have actually been his quote. He's like, I just got here. All of the sudden, the price of eggs is a concern for you. There are so many things that, and I'm going to say this too. It's not so much that I care that the president or this administration is pressed the way they are being pressed. It's that the abdication of any responsibility or duty that the free press has to the American people during the Biden administration, like, don't even come talk to me in any way, shape, or form about the health of this president. I need a 4-year moratorium on the left complaining about anything that has to do with Donald Trump's mental acuity or physical health. You just don't get to talk about it. Donald Trump is working 12-hour days. He's spicy, but that's always been the case. He's always been that way. He can sit down and articulate everything that's going on with the White House from a high-level view. He can tell you statistics to back up his position. You don't have to agree with it, but he has a perspective, and it's an informed perspective based on information, details, and facts that he can provide to you when he's talking about any particular issue that comes up. And he shows up. He's there all the time. How agitated would you be if you watched, if of course, President Trump thinks that the 2020 election was stolen from him? I think the jury's still out on that one. How agitated would you be to know that you lost to Joe Biden and you watched Joe Biden not even have to show up to work? And what happens to the country over those 4 years? It's just an absolute destruction of everything that makes America great. And an intentional destruction from a political party that at least the leadership, the people who are speaking on behalf of the Democrat Party, they hate what America is. They want to transform it from the most fundamental level, and they've been doing that for decades now. How would you feel if you watched a mentally vacant puppet, filler of a person, air quotes, run the country for 4 years, and then you show up and they're like, man, you can tell he's slipping? I would be enraged by that. It's amazing that he continues to show up to these press conferences just to tell them that they're awful.
Yeah, it's another litmus test. You brought up two there that are really good. One of them is if you're asking right now, ooh, man, I think there might be some health problems here, and you never did with Biden, you can ask it about Trump.
Yeah.
But if you never did with Biden and you're only asking it about Trump,
sit down.
You have no integrity in your reporting at all. The same is true of the eggs. If you in January and early February were like, well, this president hasn't even done anything about egg prices, that's another litmus test. And I always go back to the one that's the 35% of people who, after watching the debate between Joe Biden and President Trump,
were shocked,
said, well, it's clear that Joe Biden won that debate.
Oh, like those people still exist.
Those people are the ones who are going, why didn't you do anything about egg prices on day one? And they're asking about health when they never asked about Biden. There's no real solution. They don't want a solution.
There's no soul either in the question. It's not like they had a heart for Biden and they all of a sudden actually care about egg prices for the American people. They don't care at all. There's no concern about affordability for the American people, because if the reason you can't afford things is because the president is a far left progressive or being managed by far left progressives, then it's just your patriotic duty to spend $50 on a dozen eggs. Like, you should be happy that you have the opportunity to contribute to your country in this regard. Now, all of a sudden, it's a problem when you have a free market capitalist, America First guy in there. The price of eggs didn't change from January 15th to January 25th. The problem could have been talked about at any time. The only problem for those deceptive, TDS-ridden reporters, entities, the only problem that they ever have is Trump. And then all the details, they can make everything about him, which is going back to that conversation about Rosie O'Donnell, who is on a podcast or what is Jim Acosta doing? Like, what a fall.
I think that's what he does.
Is he employed by CNN?
I don't think so.
Hey, like, bummer, dude. Listen, if I lose my job and I'm doing some digital podcast, that fall is not as big of a deal. You guys all be like, good job, Annie. I'm happy for you. I'll subscribe to your channel. You should subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. But Jim Acosta, he was opponent number 1 in the first term of President Trump's presidency.
I mean, Don Lemon's the same. You know, they've both left CNN not on their own terms, and they're both doing podcasts.
I don't know if Don Lemon is the same, because Don Lemon, he's just like an angry man. And he went on there and he said Nikki Haley couldn't be the president because she was past her prime. And then he like doubled down and identified her prime as basically being like, she's already had her kids.
What use is she now?
Yeah. What good could she possibly be for the country?
I love that it's Nikki Haley that took him down. Wasn't even somebody that ended up being a real political opponent for anybody.
An incredible gift to the Nikki Haley campaign at that point in time. You got it. As soon as you hear that Don Lemon, in any capacity, you don't even need to really hear more than Don Lemon referred to your prime. You're like, this is going to be great. I'm going to make some money off of this one. Don Lemon, I don't know. I feel like Don Lemon wasn't in the game as much as Acosta was in the game. Like, Acosta was face to face, like
in the press
waving
room.
his hands at President Trump. Like, Don Lemon, I mean, to some extent, he's doing what we're doing here. He's sitting in his studio, shaking fists at the sky, rawr, making fun of women who are past childbearing age, and not really having any consequences to it until he did. But Jim Acosta, I mean, like, you went toe-to-toe with President Trump on a regular basis. He was a hero for the left. I'm just, I have no patience. I have no time. I want to keep myself from even being angry about it. I just want to be like, it doesn't exist. I'm not even paying attention to it. When you hear these people talking about President Trump's health, is it a fair question? It's a fair question if you ask it based on the office of the presidency and not the man in the presidency or the pastor prime woman. You have to be honest in your reporting. And Joe Biden, I mean, like, Joe Biden looked like an SNL parody of somebody who might have had a couple slip-ups. You've got a president who, you know, like a George Bush. He never said, George W. Bush never said strategery.
No, that was made up by Jim Downey.
And it is part of what people think of George W. Bush. They think he said strategery.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Palin never said, I can see Russia from my house.
No, Sarah Palin.
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey. Sarah Palin.
She's that good. These people didn't do these things, but it was close enough, wink and a nod to the truth of something that, like, you could totally believe that they would say that. Joe Biden looks like the parody of a president who might be a little up there in age. And they never did anything about it. And it was so there for the taking. Did they not do it because they felt sorry for him, or did they not do it because they'd give up the ruse? They'd have to admit it. The dude ran for re-election for a while.
Yeah, right up until the end. Right up until he had one debate.
I was going to do a poll a couple times this week about your concern for President Trump's health, because they released the results of the MRI. And I just don't even want to validate the concern. I'm like, for me at least, you don't get that. It's so frustrating. I just try to pretend it's not happening, which I think is what the left does most of the time. YouTube live chat poll. How do you feel about the Trump administration's area of focus? The question basically is, are you thinking they need to do more foreign, more domestic? You think he's doing fine? You got TDS, whatever your vote is. Lob it on to the Annie Frey YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
Bonnie and Dog.
Let's show our appreciation for local heroes. Mark Cox here. Nominate a first responder and their department could get lunch from Grill Master Tony's. I'll personally deliver it. Share their story at 971talk.com. Nominate them today.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Drury, today and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120. Visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-538-5188. That's 636-538-5188 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-538-5188.
Live, local, and conservative. It's the Annie Fry Show. 97.1 FM Talk.
Wiggins!
Oh, Wiggins!
Oh, yeah, it's time for Wiggins America. It's the best time.
Yeah.
It's going to be great today because this is stuff that you were taught in school that has since been proven false.
Math?
Math is not real. Yeah, I don't know if you knew that. Ethan, did you know that math was not real now?
No.
That's not true. We're just kidding.
5.
Here's real stuff that you were taught that is either completely useless, changed, or was false from the get-go. Number 1, the food pyramid.
Yeah, that's a joke.
The food pyramid, if you think back to it, based on what we know now, is a disaster. They put things into categories that were just like made up categories.
How many loaves of breads were we supposed to eat?
Yeah, that's the that's the main complaint against it, is that the food pyramid led to a lot of carbs because they were the base of the pyramid. Carbs. And they didn't even call them carbs. They just called them breads and pastas. And then fats were not on there at all, and things were...
I think the fats weren't fats in the top.
Did they call them fats, though?
Yeah. Oils, fats and oils.
Oils, maybe. It just says here that the food pyramid...
I think it was the top of the pyramid. It was like used sparingly.
Led to various negative health outcomes. Eating healthy sources of carbs and fats were overtaken by...
millennials were given the food pyramid and processed foods. Thanks.
Exactly right.
Thanks, guys.
Processed foods. Today, I've never heard what the replacement is, but this says that the replacement now is that kids are taught to, quote unquote, eat the rainbow, which sets them up for basically eating Skittles.
Is that new pyramid brought to you by Skittles?
It's sponsored by Starburst and Skittles. Healthier eating habits over
More
the course
colorful,
of their lives.
naturally colorful,
natural foods, I think, is what they're saying, which is great, which is why I eat sushi, because it's very colorful. I like to eat the rainbow. Next one is that Pluto is a planet.
Yeah, that's bogus.
Does that bother you that they can just change it, though? That really bothered me when they did that.
Yeah.
Wait, is it one now or is it not one?
No.
I always
Apparently
lose
it is
track.
not.
Okay.
It's a Pluto.
It's a dwarf
It's a
planet.
planet for us, not for you.
Right. It's our planet.
Pluto
you don't
will
get to
always
go
be
there.
a planet.
Why can't it be a planet for me?
Were you taught that it was a planet?
I think early really early on, I may have been.
You got one toe in the Pluto planet.
Just
conspiracy.
Just a little dip.
What do you want it to be?
I think it deserves to be a planet.
I think it's inconsequential one way or the other. What happened? Do they get like subsidies if it's a planet or not? Are we saving money?
Oh, I can tell you for sure that some NGO money is going to Pluto right now.
And then right back to
and
the
then right
DNC.
back to Democrats. Hey, this is supposed to be going to Pluto.
Pluto was a political ruse for the Democrats. I knew it.
They're going to show up on Pluto someday. And there are pallets of cash.
Who was president when Pluto stopped being a... I'm going to find
That's a good question. It's probably right between Bush and Obama.
It was Obama.
When was Pluto declared no planet?
I have when was Pluto. The first thing that comes up is when was Pluto demoted.
Click on it.
Of course. August 2006. George W. Bush's last effort to take down the Democrat Party was like, we got to get Pluto out of here, guys.
We got to hide Pluto.
There's a bunch of money coming.
Too much money.
Let's just call it a dwarf planet. And get out of it.
How long was Pluto's lifespan as a planet?
What?
Well, I don't know when they
the
discovered Pluto.
Well,
probably the early 1900s, maybe late 1800s.
So there was never a point before where it was not a planet. It was always, planet, and then Bush said, no, it's not a planet.
The decision was part of the IAU's first ever formal definition of a planet, which states that a celestial body must meet 3 criteria to be considered a planet. First, orbit around the sun. Check. Second, hydrostatic equilibrium. You want to explain that? I'll go ahead. It has sufficient mass for its own gravity to pull it into a nearly round shape. And the third one, cleared its orbital neighborhood, which means it has, quote, cleared the neighborhood, end quote, around its orbit, meaning it is the dominant gravitational body in its path. Pluto failed to meet the third criterion because its orbit is populated by other objects in the Kuiper belt.
Fourth one, have a super cool name.
Pluto.
Bonus check.
You know what I don't like that I just learned? That a planet has to be round. I want planets that can be cubes also.
All shapes and sizes.
All shapes and sizes welcomed in the planetoid system.
The what
and
system?
Can be inhabited by Borg.
It's planetoid DEI.
By the way.
You know, it's true. We've been very exclusive in our planetary qualifications. Only round ones.
I hate that. I hate that about us as a people.
Also, the Democrats.
An important prototype Pluto has become of a new class of trans-Neptunian objects.
Let's just move on.
Known as Plutoids, which helps astronomers classify different types of dwarf planets, as you said.
What are
Annie.
their pronouns?
I think it's...
Was and were.
Oh, no.
I can't beat that. There's your video,
They're
Brad.
not even pronouns.
All right. I don't think we can squeeze any more in. But there are quite a few
Not with
of
that
these
attitude.
if we want to come back to them.
Oh, we will.
You're doing great. I like the jokes today.
Welcome back, Ryan. Welcome back.
I'm enjoying this. I'm just going to sit back. Let you go.
I'm doing great.
Yeah, I love the jokes.
You're entertained?
I am entertained, highly entertained.
Do the drums help? A little bit.
Heck yeah, they do.
don't hurt.
Put a little spice in it.
Mary Margaret Olohan coming up on the show, White House correspondent for the Daily Signal. We'll talk to her next. Don't go away.
Without hesitation, recommend that anybody work with ThrottleNet. The experience will be as good as it's been for us, for anybody, because you'll get a true partnership and you'll be able to rest easy that you're going to get the service that you need while they're also doing all those things that you don't want to have to think about, that you don't want to have to worry about. They're always doing that in the background for you.
Don't wait for your next IT crisis. If your business depends on technology, you need a partner that's got your back. Contact ThrottleNet.com to get a free IT evaluation and see how we can support your IT everything.
If you're the victim of a car accident or suffered a work injury in St. Louis, you want attorneys who live here and work here to handle your case. You want someone who knows St. Louis and is about St. Louis. You want Kaufman Townsley. Call 314-777-7777.
Is your home ready for the holidays? Beat the holiday rush. Call Zero Res. Spots are filling up fast, so don't put it off any longer. Lock in your deal today at ZeroResSTL.com. And happy holidays from all of us at Zero Res.
Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan. Have you called Stewie yet? Texted him even. 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Stewie is going to help you with a bagel loan. And a bagel loan is special because when you go to get that new mortgage, when you go to get that mortgage refinance possibly, you can do it without any closing costs, which is usually the hindrance to people actually going through the process of a refinance. Maybe if you're looking to purchase a new home, you probably get recommended somebody who's connected to the realtor. They're probably great. You can talk to them, see what they can do for you, but don't make a decision on where to get your ultimate mortgage, your new mortgage for your new home, without talking first to Stewie and seeing how he can help you. Because going through the bagel loan process with Stewart's American Mortgage, you're going to get the lowest rates that are available to you, of course, just like anywhere else, but you're not going to pay any closing costs. And that's where the money savings really sets in. 314-324-4440. You can Google the bagel loan for more information. NMLS number 226715.
Hey, with cooler weather moving in, don't put yourself at risk for a power outage. Get a free estimate on a Generac home standby generator from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. This is all about giving yourself peace of mind by calling now for a free estimate. You won't have to worry about waiting on hold with the power company. No more worrying about your home when you're away. Get a free estimate on a generator from Generator Supercenter of St. Louis. Financing is available. 314-499-2020. Generator Supercenter of St. Louis.com.
This is Justin Brown with Krentz Financial Group. For over 6 decades, we've helped St. Louis families and businesses plan with purpose and live with confidence. As retirement approaches, one question matters most. How will you replace your paycheck? With decades of experience, we've helped retirees turn uncertainty into clarity through personalized income planning and steady guidance. Our proactive strategies are designed so you can enjoy the retirement you worked your lifetime for, with clarity, confidence, and peace of mind. Your goals, our mission. Start today at kfgadvisors.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Servicing. Member FINRA/SIPC. Krentz Financial Group is not a broker-dealer.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
From Capitol Hill, I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. It targets the man behind charges against then former President Trump.
House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan issuing a subpoena for special counsel Jack Smith to sit for a deposition. Smith was the special counsel in the 2020 election and classified documents cases against President Trump, which many Republicans called a political prosecution. Republicans have zeroed in on Operation Arctic Frost, which allegedly involved looking at the phone records of several GOP lawmakers. The judiciary's top Democrat, Jamie Raskin, slamming the subpoena, saying Republicans aren't giving Smith a chance to speak publicly, and behind closed doors they can spin, distort, and cherry-pick his remarks through press leaks.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz at the Capitol. One Democratic congressman from Texas, Henry Cuellar, just thanking President Trump for giving him and his wife a full pardon. They were facing trial next year in a federal bribery case.
On behalf of my wife and my family, I want to say thank you. I think the facts have been very clear about this.
The Cuellars say they're innocent. President Trump says the congressman was charged for speaking out against open borders, accusing the Biden administration of weaponizing the Justice Department. The president set to announce a rollback of fuel efficiency standards from the Obama and Biden administrations.
The White House says bringing these regulations into this new stage will save buyers of new cars about $109 billion, adding that the increase from the Biden years, if it held, would have increased the average cost of a new car by more than $1,000 relative to these new standards.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House, just getting word of a deadly shooting at a hotel complex in Maryland. Reports of 2 people shot, 1 dead, at MGM National Harbor Hotel and Casino. Prince George's County Police not saying what may have led to the shooting, but they believe it was not a random attack. There's no word of anyone in custody. America is listening to Fox News.
So Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $29.95 a month for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer expires 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feel.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insured.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
We have a little southerly flow this afternoon ahead of an Arctic cold front. More and more clouds taking solid control. 39 for the high. Tonight, front coming through. Winds swing to the northwest. Clouds, cold, gusty winds. Some snow flurries around, a little light snow. Going down to 15. Thursday, partly sunny and cold, 23 and 14 on Thursday night. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ray.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
This is the latest in a disturbing trend of illegal migrant truckers getting into deadly wrecks. That includes fatal crashes in Florida and California. New data from a DOT review says that 44% of U.S. trucking schools do not comply with government rules.
So when you hear reports like this, where you are finding out it's rampant, and it's always from the usual suspects, especially these blue states. Of course, me living across the Mississippi River in the state of Illinois, I'm wondering how safe are the roads in the state of Illinois. But we're finding out right now that in Minnesota, there are an enormous amount of CDLs that have been provided to people who are not qualified to be on the road with you. My son, he's 15. He's going to be 16 the day after Christmas. How do I put my kid on the road with these crazy people who have not met the needs to be safe drivers where, we put our loved ones out there to drive every single day? We've seen the car accidents on repeat. They're horrific. And we're getting to the bottom of it here with Margaret Olohan, White House correspondent for the Daily Wire on X at Olahan. Margaret, thank you for being with us today. It's good to have you.
Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Of course. I want to ask you, you have a great piece on this at dailywire.com talking about what Sean Duffy's efforts are in Minnesota. There's a lot of talk right now surrounding what's going on in Minnesota, but I want to make sure we get to this because your article at dailywire.com is a great one regarding these illegal licenses. Tell me about what Sean Duffy is doing as the Secretary of Transportation to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, so this is super interesting. His Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, they did an audit. Then that audit found that 1/3 of Minnesota's non-domiciled commercial driver's licenses, so those CDLs, were issued illegally. The transportation told us that first earlier this week, but they also told us that they were giving Minnesota an ultimatum. They can either revoke those illegally issued driver's licenses, or they could face losing over $30 million in federal highway funding. And so they sent a letter to Tim Walz and his administration in Minnesota earlier this week, letting him know of that fact. And I've been asking to hear from Tim Walz and his team and find out whether they're going to comply with that, what they think of it, whether they have any arguments from it. We haven't actually gotten any answer back from Tim Walz, but Duffy has been very clear, saying this is not something that they get to choose on. He told me our audit exposes yet another example of foreigners taking advantage of Minnesota services. They failed to follow the law, and that stops now. So he's pretty serious about this, and he doesn't seem to be planning on backing down.
Yeah, it's good to see the resolve here on so many different fronts from the administration. Just curious, covering the White House, were you in the cabinet meeting press pool yesterday?
I was not. No,
Okay.
I'm about to be heading in there for the next Oval Office meeting soon, but I was not in yesterday.
We watch these things. I have to make kind of in the moment decisions like, do we cover this live? Do we go to it? I just want to know, what is it like if you're going into the room like that? You have no idea how long these things are going to last.
Oh, no, you have no idea whatsoever. And I mean, look, I'm about to head into the Oval Office with the president and the rest of the White House press pool around 2:30. And you really don't know what to expect. You don't know which administration officials are going to be in there, whether you're going to get a question from the president. Sometimes he only likes to talk about the topic at hand. If you ask about something else, he might be annoyed and refer back to the topic. So it's always kind of a toss-up.
Yeah.
And, you got to go in there prepared and knowing what you're going to ask about.
Yeah, it's impressive to watch the president maintain so much FaceTime with the press, of which, on any given day, he'll talk about the fake news press, but he's also complimented the press in his second term so far, saying it's been a little bit nicer than the previous time before. But the amount of topics that he's able to cover at any given time, if he, is going to have something about fuel regulations that they're pulling back here in a little bit, he can jump to talk about other things like these unlawful licenses offered to these drivers, these CDLs in Minnesota. One of the things that kind of ties everything together with what this administration has been focused on with immigration is the licenses. You have this in your report on the dailywire.com about how these licenses that were issued to these drivers were valid much longer than their actual legal presence existed in the country. How do they reconcile that?
Yeah, so this is something that Duffy is asking Tim Walz and his team, because their audit shows that there was very little oversight into the way that these licenses were given out. I mean, based on what we are seeing, it seems like they were just given out willy-nilly to people that should not necessarily have had them. And so that's part of what this audit is looking for, and what Duffy is now requiring is that Minnesota implement a much stricter process and a much more thorough process before they give out these licenses, since we know this can have really fatal and serious repercussions for the public. But look, this is something that Duffy's looking into all over the country. I was talking to the Transportation Department about this earlier this week. They're going to a lot of blue cities. They're doing a lot of reviews like this. They don't want any more of these fatalities, any more unsafe drivers on the road, and they're really pushing this in accord with the president's executive order, saying that, truck drivers need to be able to speak English. They need to be able to read our traffic signs. Just a lot of common sense measures that I think most Americans would have hoped we already had, but we did not until the most recent administration.
Well, this is one big story coming out of Minnesota. Another one is Tim Walz, the governor there, of course, the failed vice presidential candidate from the last election, being wrapped up in this fraudulent, these dollars, to the billions of dollars that were taken in from the taxpayer dollars, and then some of them finding their way all the way back to Al-Shabaab, which is is it Al-Qaeda connected organization, some sort of very nefarious Somali connection. Where do you see this story going? We hear about Governor Tim Walz being wrapped up into this, but it seems like it's bigger than Tim Walz potentially. How do you feel this story is going to grow, shrink, fade away? What do you think?
I do not think it's going to go away, and I think one big reason for this is that Tim Walz has long been an opponent of Trump. Obviously, he literally was an opponent of him during the last election, for however briefly. And Tim Walz frequently likes to make himself the center of attention when it comes to opposing the president. And so now we have a situation where he literally has this welfare fraud situation on his hands. He's got multiple targets on his back when it comes to this issue, and he's not making things any easier for himself. So I would not expect to see this go away. I think this is probably something that will come up when we talk to the president today. It came up yesterday. My friend Reagan Reese at the Daily Caller was asking the president about it. And even the Washington Post, I believe, was taking issue with how Walz responded to this fraud scandal, and saying that, look, you need to take responsibility for this. And that's coming from the Washington Post, which I would argue is one of the most easygoing and forgiving of legacy media outlets when it comes to Democrat scandals.
I think that's a very fair assessment on your part. We're speaking with Margaret Olohan, who is the White House correspondent for the Daily Wire. You can read her reports at dailywire.com. I want to ask you a little bit about, talking about this a little bit earlier on my show. I'm annoyed by the press who is really pushing the question on Donald Trump's mental health. And it's not because I think the question, or his physical health, mental health, whatever. I don't think that the question is unfair, but I just feel there's a large portion of our media that just they get 4 years of not being able to ask that question because they took the last 4 years off. I want to impose these 4 years. That is a question that they don't get to ask. You see the president, you report on the president, you're in the presence, you're going to be in the Oval Office with him here shortly. Give us your assessment on his ability to maintain the rigors of the job.
I mean, it's just absurd when you look at how the last administration was treated by these White House reporters, many of whom are my colleagues now. It's very frustrating to see that a lot of them are ready to and excited to try and say that President Trump isn't fit when they literally were covering up for President Biden and his mental acuity, his failing mental acuity for many, many years. So now we have a president who we speak to many times a day. There are days when we will get called in to the Oval Office or to wherever the president is multiple times in one day. I was talking to a reporter the other day who told me that she got maybe one or two questions into President Biden that he responded throughout the entire administration because he was so in talking to the press and so just unavailable to the press. And so, the White House says over and over again that they're the most transparent administration in history. That's their claim. But I would say, as a reporter who's covering this administration, it is true. We have so much access to the president. We have tons of access to administration officials when they go out to do their news hits on Pebble Beach, and we can chat with them afterwards, to Caroline Levitt. And so it's pretty cool. We can run around here like a conservative Republican Disneyland and have access to all these people who run our country. And I think it's an honor, and I think it's a lot of fun. But I find it really disingenuous when these reporters are trying to say that, there might be something wrong with the president. President Trump is very available. He's running all over the world, engaging on all these deals. And maybe you don't like his politics, but let's just be honest about the fact that he is doing just fine, and we should not be dishonest about that.
Yeah, I think that's very well said. Margaret Olohan with the Daily Wire speaking with us right now. I also think it's very key that the dilution of that core group of mainstream media by bringing in maybe smaller entities like the Daily Wire, but with very strong, powerful audiences, people who are engaged, people who want to have their questions answered. And, I've heard your questioning before. You've asked some tough questions of the administration, and the administration should welcome those tough questions. But to pretend that there is a 50% of the country out there who didn't choose this man to be there, that there are conservative voices, there are conservative perspectives, there are even some conservative curious people who don't need to see the Jim Acostas of the world making his moment in the spotlight by accosting the press secretary at these briefings like the first term. Talk a little bit to me before we let you go about welcoming the Daily Wire in. You mentioned the Daily Caller, one of your colleagues there, just the presence of alternative media sources there in the White House with you.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, look, journalism is so incredibly important, and that's why it makes me so happy to see a number of journalists that I have grown up with in conservative media now in the White House, especially the Daily Wire. I'm our first White House correspondent, and we worked hard to be here. But, we're not just here asking questions. We're here writing stories every single day. We do video reporting. We do news reporting. We are doing everything. And so our journalism is incredibly important to us, and we're grateful that we have access to the White House, and we're hoping that in the spring we get a seat in the briefing room. We think that we deserve one, and it would be really cool. But we are here as a member of the media to cover the White House and to show the American people what's going on. And I have a number of friends who, like I said, I grew up with in conservative media around D.C. They're all working hard, and we're all in here trying to do the same thing. And I think, we deserve support from the public. When you see us and you like what we're doing, let us know. Encourage us, because there's not that many of us hardworking journalists that are trying to bring the truth to the American people.
Yeah, you could do a whole lot with a little bit of resources. And Mary Margaret, we're glad that we're able to talk to you today, hear about these important topics. We know you got to get back into the White House and do your job. We're grateful that you do it. We hope you'll come back with us sometime soon.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Take care. Bye-bye. Mary Margaret Olohan, the White House correspondent for the Daily Wire. I wasn't going to put her on the spot because I can't imagine that she would remember me being a visitor in the White House press room. I'd have to be like, I was the one who was there. I was kind of quiet. I told you could stand in front of me. It was fun to watch the angling in the press room when I was able to visit at the end of April. And it's a cutthroat environment. She was talking about hoping that they get a seat. All of the seats that are in the press room, they have plates at the foot underneath the seat that indicate what outlet, whose chair that is. So Politico always sits in the same seat. Now, Politico will probably have their main White House correspondent, but if they send somebody else because that person has the day off, then the Politico reporter of that day sits in that seat. And, a lot of the entities like the Daily Wire or maybe the Daily Caller, individuals who are newer to the press room may not have a seat, a go-to place in that room where when they show up, they get to walk in and they get to sit in their seat. What they have to do is what I had to do when I went to the White House, which is you have to get there early. If you want to get to the front of the room and not be buried in the back, you have to get there early and you just stand and wait. It's like showing up for Black Friday. You got to get your spot in line and you got to get there fast. And when she talks about hoping that they get a seat, that would allow her a little more flexibility on her presence in the press room, but also her ability to be easily identified by Carolyn Leavitt or whoever may be initiating that press conference on any given day. The president is supposed to speak from the White House soon. You're supposed to be talking about, fuel. They're going to deregulate some fuel regulations or something like that.
I have not seen what he's supposed to be talking about
Yeah,
yet.
like I said, I read that statistic that for every regulation that this administration has added, they have removed 48. They're 48 to 1 right now in deregulating. Yeah, their goal was for every 10 that they got rid of, they could add one.
Under promise and over deliver.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't get super regulatory towards the end. We're like, we got some runway here that we can take up. All right, let's get Ryan back in here. We're gonna watch for the president to speak and see what his announcement is. We want your thoughts as well on the YouTube live chat poll. How do you feel about the Trump administration's area of focus right now? Do you think it's just right, or do you think it's too much foreign policy? Too much domestic policy, or you can vote. I have TDS. I gotta go peek and see if anyone voted for that. We'll be right back.
What the hell is ADD? My friends say I should act my age. What's my age again? What's my age again?
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate, 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate, 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
Overhead Door Company of St. Louis is hiring residential garage door technicians and installers. Join the team trusted here since 1926. Apply today, get a call today. No experience necessary. We will train motivated applicants to repair and install garage doors. Mechanical, carpentry, and service industry experience is a plus. Hiring bonus up to $4,000. Benefits include health, dental, vision, and pension. Earn as you learn to service the best garage door customers in St. Louis. Apply today at overheaddoorstlouis.com.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh.
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you could get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can.
Welcome back. What do you think about Mary Margaret Olohan?
I liked the interview that you did with her just now from the Daily Wire.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah, most of it.
I
didn't get to hear the very beginning of it.
Why not? What were you
I
doing?
was
Were you in the bathroom again?
I was in the bathroom. So if you want me to go into more detail, I can, but didn't think you would.
About the interview?
No, about the bathroom.
No, I want zero details. I don't even want to know you go to the bathroom.
I do, and often.
The show is a wild ride. It's like a roller coaster.
Hope she's still listening.
I'm sure that she's like, I'll be in the Oval Office in just a minute. I got to check out this show. And right now she's saying, bad decision.
Not sure I should have done that show.
Tim Walz, you mentioned that being a key story that you noticed while you were over your Thanksgiving extended break. They took in money for kids who are autistic and money to feed poor, impoverished, hungry people. And then they sent it overseas to Somalia. How are they going to get away with this? The left has dreamt about manufacturing some type of scandal like this that would involve Donald Trump. Gosh. Even if Donald Trump, had lunch in 1985 with somebody who was involved in a scandal like this.
Oh my gosh, I know. The level of fraud across multiple states. I mean, this is a big story. It's an individual thing. But the stuff, not to change the subject, but the stuff about the SNAP benefits, Brooke Rollins, the agricultural secretary, is trying to get just basic stats from 21 blue states that won't send her anything.
So she said, then you don't get your benefits.
Yeah, but it's to root out fraud of the system.
And they're like, we aren't really comfortable with that.
I don't know if we want to root out fraud in our system.
We're pretty connected to the fraud.
Yeah, we kind of like it, is what they seem to be implying. It is everywhere, and it is encouraged by our government, by our leaders, most of them Democrats. It is so disgusting that any one of these stories in a different era in our lifetimes would be bombshell news. But this stuff is happening, and it's just like, yeah, Tim Walz was, misallocating money on purpose for a long time, and a lot of it.
The Fox News report, I got to sign in to read that. That's bogus. Tim Walz has been called out by the Washington Post.
Wow.
It's not looking good for you, Mr. Walz, Governor. What a goob. I mean, let's stop. Wait, okay, billions of dollars in fraud. Yeah, that might make some people go, well, I'm not so sure about him now. But I mean, it took you this long.
There's just so much fraud and waste. And he came out and did a press conference. And these things are so embarrassing. They're so embarrassing when you know the facts, but they're banking on people not really knowing the facts about it. And he just goes out and he goes, well, we're open to the federal government helping us find fraud, but that's not what Donald Trump is trying to do here. He's clearly, he loves the fraud.
Doesn't he always look It doesn't matter what the topic is, where he is, the location, the stage, the size of the event, anything. He always looks like he just got caught.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
He always kind of looks like this. I mean, it's you look like my 4-year-old when she found the Halloween candy and I walked into the kitchen and saw you in the pantry and she looks at me and she goes, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "You have a conscience, kid. I'm proud of that."
It's a weird place to be in America where our values as political parties, that's not the ultimate reason, but for political purposes, our values are so different that we can overlook horrible, grievous offenses by our own party.
I don't know that.
I'm saying "our" to try to be inclusive,
but I don't think I have a lot of friends who are Democrats, who I love, and we have the same priorities.
Mm-hmm.
The things that emotionally charge us and move us are different. And I just feel, I don't know that if this is offensive, and I'm sorry if it is, but I just feel like people on the left, you need to just toughen up. You need to not be so easily emotionally persuaded. Because there's a lot of, how many times have you had a conversation with somebody and it gets, they're mad about something. It's the obvious, whatever the current, I don't know, hoax is probably too big of a word, but it's whatever the soup du jour of the Democrats is at the moment. And it might not be big enough to be labeled a hoax, but they're mad about this, they're mad about that, whatever. As soon as you push back in any sort of measurable way that would at least maybe not completely prove them wrong, but justify an alternative point of view, they immediately talk about something else. But what about fill in the blank here? And then you hopscotch all around it's like the Google trending words of Democrat politics. They just hit all the places and they never stay around one topic too much to iron it out, to where at the end of that conversation, they may feel more resolved in their opinion and perspective because they iron sharpens iron, talk to you, and you gave your conservative based perspective on the issue, and you realize, well, I see how you see it that way, but that's not where I'm coming from, and this issue affects me in a different way than it affects you, and I feel even more strongly about my position. Those conversations never happen with people who are super emotionally driven by the left. And I am looking for a Democrat who can articulate pro-Democrat Party policies without talking about Donald Trump. It can't be done. They're too listless in the Trump derangement addiction that they have that they can't quit it. They need another hit, and the hit is enough. It validates everything until it wears off, and then they need another hit.
Well, and that's kind of my point, is that a Democrat in Minnesota, come the next election, whenever that is there for governor, they're going to be forced to confront all this fraud, because it'll be in campaign ads if Tim Walz runs again. They'll know about it. They probably know about it now. And they'll still say, you know what?
I wonder if Omar wants to be the governor.
I know billions and billions of dollars was not just wasted, but deliberately used in fraud by the governor. But you know what? He's still better than the other guy. That's what it's amazing to me. The AG race in Virginia just now. I know he privately talked about killing his opponent multiple times and their children, but he's better than the other guy. No, he's not. You're confronted with these things and you're still deciding that you're that far apart from a Republican. That's what amazes me.
Democrat Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, this is from Fox News, isn't, quote, helping himself by refusing to take responsibility, end quote, for the welfare fraud that occurred in, quote, plain sight, end quote, during the COVID-19 pandemic in his state. This is according to the Washington Post editorial board today. You're cooked, Governor. The Justice Department announced new charges last week against the 78th defendant in the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme, which prosecutors say involved more than $250 million in stolen funds from a federally funded child nutrition program, and has already resulted in over 50 convictions. It's not like they're sniffing around the possibility of fraud. they're people with convictions right now. So then the question is how far do these tentacles reach? And who knew what and when? Those age-old questions. Many of those charged come from Minnesota's Somali community. The editors, this is the Washington Post editorial board. The editors wrote, quote, "The governor is not helping himself by refusing to take responsibility for the welfare fraud that happened in plain sight during the pandemic. Residents, mostly of Somali descent, targeted established Medicaid programs. They opened fake food distribution centers and autism centers to funnel resources away from the neediest." The numbers alone made clear what was happening. Folks, you will hear Democrats go to their grave shaking their fist in the sky about Trump University. And this is going on in Minnesota right now. And the guy who was in charge during the whole process was the VP pick for the Democrat Party. How is this not a part of the conversation last year? How is this new information? And then you look at, I think it's the Minnesota DHS account on X.
Yeah.
They're like, hello,
yes,
anybody, please look at me. I have something to say. And it's just not broken through till now. How is it even possible?
Yeah, it's amazing. They've been trying to, I think they tried to do it the right way, where they said, wow, this is awful.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to alert the people in charge to make sure they know, although it looks like they should already know, but we're going to make sure they know.
They know.
And they alerted them.
Yeah.
And they were not only ignored, they were almost then reverse targeted for what they were doing, and they went, uh-oh, nobody's helping us. What are we going to do?
Yeah,
and then it blew up.
They said as whistleblowers they were targeted for reprisal by the Walz administration.
More from the editorial board. Quote, autism centers in Minnesota grew by 700% between 2018 and 2023 once it became clear how much welfare money was available for the taking. Funding increased by 3,000% from $6 million to $192 million. Funding, remember, that's taxpayer dollars. That's money that comes out of the taxpayer's pocket and goes into the system and goes to these fake food distribution centers and autism centers, which didn't even exist, which is why I said they were fake. No reasonable person could possibly believe this money was addressing a real surge in autism, yet attempts to flag strange trends went unanswered. The editorial board pointed to Walz's appearance on Meet the Press on Sunday. This just happened. When he was pressed on whether he wanted to take responsibility for failing to stop fraud in his state. This is Governor Tim Walz's response. Well, certainly I take responsibility for putting people in jail. Governors don't get to just talk theoretically. We have to solve problems. And I will note, it's not just Somalis. Here comes the defense of the minority community in Minnesota. Minnesota is a generous state. Minnesota is a prosperous state, a well-run state. We are AAA bond rated, but that attracts criminals. Those people are going to jail, and we are doing everything we can, but to demonize an entire community on the actions of a few, it's lazy.
My gosh, what a despicable person.
Oh, I'm going to go back to what I said earlier, a goob.
Yeah, he's that too. But he always painted himself kind of as a goob. This is malicious.
Yeah, maybe the goob is a ruse. Maybe it's the veil.
I'll tell you what, you just got an hour podcast called The Goob is a Ruse. That's the name of this hour.
I can't stress enough how much the headline of the podcast has to make people interested enough to listen to the podcast. They have to know what it's about. The Goob is a Ruse, they're going to think I'm talking about you.
If you saw Goob is a Ruse, you wouldn't go, dang, what's that?
I would not give 40 minutes of my life
I gotta find out.
to find out who the Goob or the Ruse is.
You could say the Goob is a ruse, Tim Walz malicious, whatever, on this, and then people would click on it.
I could.
Goob is a ruse, Tim Walz malicious, whatever.
All right, that's it.
That's not it.
Malicious whatever.
I'm about to get malicious. We need to go to break. 8 minutes ago.
There we go. That's going to be a great hour. This one's going to break records for downloads. I'm telling you right now.
I'm annoyed. We'll be right back.
Your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene.
Michael's Flooring Outlet. Online at igotfloored.com. Reach out to Michael's Flooring Outlet for your flooring purchase this holiday season. You wrapping up holiday season by buying yourself an improvement at your home. I think that's like what a lot of couples might end up doing. Like, okay, let's not get each other something. Let's just get ourselves brand new flooring, brand new carpet. Get rid of the carpet and put in some Techwood Plus, beautiful hardwood looking flooring. You're looking for LVP, if you're looking for tile, if you're looking for ceramic, if you're looking for carpet tile, they got everything at Michael's Flooring Outlet. 3 locations you can shop in person and see what they have there. The displays are really helpful if you are looking to purchase something, but you want to kind of experience it before you put it in your whole house so you know what you're getting into. They've got great customer service, and the value, it's there at Michael's Flooring Outlet. As I said, 3 locations in St. Louis. They service the bi-state region, and you can learn about requesting an estimate, products, reviews, everything online. Just visit them at igotfloored.com.
I'm Attorney General Catherine Hanaway with an important message about holiday scams. During the holidays, we see an uptick in phony package delivery notices, fake charities, travel booking scams, and urgent gift card scams. If you've been the victim of a fraud, please call my office to help at 800-392-8222 or visit ago.mo.gov.
Sponsored by the Missouri Attorney General's Office.
It's time for you to get to know my friends at Lit Cigar Lounge in Chesterfield, where luxury meets comfort. Mark Cox here. They have a great selection of rare bourbons, whiskeys, craft cocktails, anything you like to drink, cold beer, premium hand-rolled cigars from the finest makers in the world, even private lockers that are available if you choose to. Perfect for date nights or business meetings, and live music every Friday night. Family owned and operated. Check them out in Chesterfield at the District. It's litstl.com.
The YouTube live chat poll today is, how do you feel about the Trump administration's area of focus? Is it just right, too much foreign policy, too much domestic policy, or I have TDS? If you have TDS, you should definitely vote in this poll because we want to know about your TDS. And if you're able to self-diagnose, I mean, that's the first step, isn't
And if
it?
you can't really bring yourself to vote for it, just vote just right.
Yeah, that's also an option. Either way, we just want to know what you think about this topic. Do you feel like Trump and the administration's area of focus is off, or is it just right? And let us know which direction. This is today's YouTube live chat poll. You find it by typing in Annie Fry on YouTube, and today's poll will come up. We'll give the results of this poll at the end of the show, as always. It is 1:39. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
JerryKelly.com. Fox News National, St. Louis Local, 97.1 FM Talk.
Mary's boy child, Jesus Christ, was born on Christmas Day. And man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day.
This sounds like the Lilo and Stitch version of a Christmas song.
I love this song, though.
I know.
It's one of my favorites.
Really?
It's one of my favorite Christmas carols.
Ethan.
If you want to put it that way.
Ethan came in here yesterday, and what is the song called?
Mary's Boy Child.
Mary's Boy Child. He's like, do you really like the song Mary's Boy Child? And I'm like, what song is that? And he started singing it. Did we lose it? He started singing it sort of like this.
Okay.
And he's like, Ryan either really loves it or hates it. I can't remember which one it is. He remembered that.
Oh, that's good.
And so he saved it for you today.
I appreciate that, Ethan. He didn't care if I hated it, though. He was going to play it either way.
He was saying he thought it was one of your favorites.
It is. It's so happy. I like really happy, ridiculously happy songs. I also like really, really weirdly scary, sad songs.
All Ethan did yesterday was appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
I bashed your name.
You what?
I bashed his name.
I'm not going to go back and listen to the podcast. I will today, though, this hour in particular, because it's going to have a great title. But Mary's Boy Child is a great song.
Okay, so you do like it.
Yes.
Yes, he said I didn't say anything, and he came on. He goes, "Oh, I love this song." He was so immediately
that
happy.
from last year.
He did that for you.
It just makes me happy when I hear the song. You know, it's not just because it's a fun, happy song. It's a good Christmas song, but it's about eternal life. I love songs that are about the bigger perspective of life.
Christian
and
songs?
Yeah, I mean that brand of Christian song, I guess.
Hopefully they're all about that.
Well, you know, there's different focuses. You can have ones that are more worship.
Wouldn't that be foci?
I don't know. Can you look that up, Ethan?
What was the word? How would one spell that?
Can you look up foci? Thank you.
Careful how you spell it. I don't know
F-O-C-I.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
And put Christian.
You know what? I'm going to hold off.
It's going to advertise him at Cream.
This is a company computer.
Foci Christian.
It's radio. Company computers and radio. There's always an explanation.
Right, yeah. Or we're
Right?
doing something on air. Really? You went to that website 1,500 times overnight?
For like 18 months, we had to report on Hunter's laptop.
That's right. That was nasty.
And Ryan kept going, Steve, it's for work. It's research.
Whenever I had to do that research, I was just sitting there kind of rocking back and forth going, Mary's boy.
That's blasphemous.
No, I was trying to get it out of my head. Like, I don't want to look at this, but I got to do it for work.
Foci? Foci. So the C, I'm getting text messages. Focuses would be foci. The C would be a, whatever you call this, sound of a C.
Foci, oh, this relates back to our previous segment, Minnesota Center for Glass Arts.
Are they well-funded?
Well, they are not-for-profit, so probably.
I need you to find the address of this place, and then I need you to Google map it and see if it's an actual building. Wouldn't that be funny if we
if we discovered this in this random segment? Wait a minute. This isn't even real.
How do you go about picking the music? Ethan picks the music for the show every day. What's your process? Is it just turn and burn and get it done, or do you think hard on it?
I actually put more time into this than I probably should.
Because you choose to.
Yes. In the past,
Somebody on this show should have that attitude.
Yeah, because it ain't me. Brad does.
Everybody but you does.
Everybody
Ryan.
but me. I'm just here to have some
That's
fun.
where the magic happens, Ryan.
Ooh, man, this place is a glassworks place, but
Ethan?
it's actually just a warehouse, so...
Don't besmirch them.
I'm not. I'm just
Ethan?
telling you what I see.
Ethan?
Investigative reporter Ryan Wiggins. In the past 6 months or so, I started adding like the last dates that everything had been played. So because I found that when I first started picking the music, I just picked my favorite songs. And then I just like kind of ignored the ones that I didn't know. Full disclosure here. Forgive me. Now though,
And you're 20 years younger than we are, so
now like I said, I go through and I go based off of how long ago it's been played so that I have a good of everything that is in our music folder, which it's a lot. There's probably 1,000 songs in there.
Yeah.
I have a good mix, and I'm trying to do a little bit of older stuff, a little bit of newer stuff.
Every once in a while, Ethan will come in and be like, "That's really a great song." And it's
Yeah.
by the Cranberries.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, you guys ever heard this?
I've heard that one before,
You
but
should listen to
I don't
her
know,
voice.
it's called that.
It's magical. I don't know why it doesn't get any play.
Ethan, can you get us some Temple of the Dog for tomorrow?
What?
Some what?
Yeah, I'm going hungry. I'm going hungry.
Is this the same band as the Doofenshmirtz from the last time you guys?
No, it's a
talked?
super band. It's a super band. It was both Pearl Jam and Soundgarden.
Just imagine Ryan driving to high school with his frosted tips and puka shell necklace singing that song.
Dude, if
You
I
never
ever
had
looked like
frosted.
that.
You had never had frosted.
You're
tips.
exactly
No,
right, Annie.
no, you hated those people.
I hated that crap.
You hated Chad.
I did, but now I appreciate him more.
You should, because he's one of us.
You ever have?
We're on the same side.
You're right.
Did you ever have long hair?
I did for my sophomore year of high school. I had a
How long
skater
was
cut.
it?
It was down below my ears.
Can we see photographic evidence
I
of
can
that?
try to find that.
Bob?
It might take me a bit. Oh, yeah. Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob, can you get me a sophomore era picture of my high school years, please?
Don't confuse it with the college sophomore year.
I like the idea that my dad is just sitting there listening to the radio like, yeah, looking it up right now, Ryan.
Look at it.
Let me see if I can. Here we go. Click, click, click. All done.
Bob.
God, my son was ugly.
Bob. Well, the other day when I needed my parents to go pick up my kid because he was stuck in a snowstorm, they were not listening.
You just said it on the radio?
Oh, you weren't here.
No.
It was 12:51, and I mean they were doing what they were because it's a high school, so kids are gonna have to drive home in this, and they decided we need to let these kids start making their way home before it gets worse. I got a text at 12:51 that they were closing school at 1:10.
We need to do this more.
And my 15-year-old son not having a ride home. So I was calling my parents, trying to do it on the break, but I wasn't getting a hold of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kept calling them while I was on the air and had the ringer up there. No, I got
I mean,
text
literally,
messages.
like speaker,
Yeah.
like the ringer into the microphone.
I got text messages from friends like, "Hey, does Charlie still need a ride?" It was 45 minutes later. I'm like, "Actually, yes."
That's great. We need to do this more. Use the radio broadcast for personal reasons.
Yeah.
Much more.
Hey,
I'm trying
can
to sell an
somebody-
Armoire right now.
Can somebody pick up some milk?
An Armoire.
I got an old
1%.
Canucks jersey I need to get rid of. Just little things like that you could message me about. And look, I'm looking for top dollar. I'm not going to lie to you.
Marketplace AF. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
They see a bright new shining star. They hear a choir sing a song. The music seems to come from afar. Hark now, hear the angels sing. A king was born today, and man will live.
All right, let's letting that breathe for Ryan. He's really demanding about his Jesus
That wasn't
songs.
long enough.
Well,
Still had 2 minutes and 39 seconds.
Ruler Foods begs to differ. It's always Ruler Foods.
Well, I blame them.
You're not even talking into the microphone, which you can't tell because you don't have your headphones on.
I
You
don't
don't even
know what
take
I'm
this
doing.
seriously.
We're just hanging out.
Oh my gosh. All right, let me talk to you about Ruler Foods. If you are in a hurry and you need those groceries fast, Ruler Foods now can deliver in as little as 30 minutes, powered by Instacart. You can get fresh produce, everyday essentials shipped directly to your door. Instacart makes that possible. The best part is that you can enjoy free delivery on orders over $35 through the end of 2025. So I want to encourage you to go find the Ruler Foods app. Download it. You can get exclusive savings. You can check out their weekly ads as well. And that delivery can be ordered through the app on your phone. They also have access to over $75 every week in digital coupons accessible to you through using the Ruler Foods app. So if you haven't gotten it yet, please consider downloading it for your own personal savings. And a reminder, was it December 12th? Is that the Friday? Is that the date? Friday,
it.
December
Yes.
12th, noon
Next
to 3. We are doing the food drive. We need you to show up in force and help us feed our local communities here in partnership with the St. Louis Area Food Bank. Ruler Foods in St. Charles will be broadcasting live noon to 3. We want you to come, say hi, and if you can go shop a little bit, donate, anything is worth it. RulerFoods.com.
Give something that means something. Roll up your sleeve at the Odyssey Blood Drive in partnership with the American Red Cross, December 16th through the 19th at multiple locations. Make an appointment in the Red Cross Blood Donor app or at redcrossblood.org. Enter sponsor code Odyssey for a drive near you.
I get asked a lot on when's the best time to buy a furnace or an air conditioner. My response always is, with us, it doesn't really matter. I don't mark your prices up because it's cold or it's hot. But with the tax credit that's expiring at the end of the month of December for 2025 and 0% interest on most all of our products right now. So you get 0% through the month of December on the majority of what we offer you, furnaces or air conditioners or both. That's a big savings to you. That makes it really, really affordable, not just because it's Christmas or anything like that. It's just if you can eliminate interest, that's a lot of money a month that you save. So if you're in a need for a furnace or a furnace and air, call me. One easy number in Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Or Bart Inman, that's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. Merry Christmas and God bless.
New tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsers, advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads. That's why they have the tiny, unreadable disclaimers at the bottom of the screen. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. Our ads never have those ridiculous, fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out tax bills. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Lance Story Law Firm can help resolve your tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it. This is why their clients call the Lance Story Law Firm when those promises don't pan out. If you have tax problems, you have legal problems, call me, Lance Story in St. Louis, at 314-260-6120 or visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Now, back to the Annie Fry Show. Real talk for real people. 97.1 FM Talk.
other favorite Christmas song.
What is this? This is cool.
I think I just sent this to him recently.
I haven't heard this one.
Chris Stapleton Radio on Sirius XM.
This is Chris Stapleton?
No.
That makes me mad.
No.
Oh.
No. Why would that make you mad?
I don't know, because I didn't know that I liked Chris Stapleton and I liked the song.
Does it say Don Williams?
Yeah.
You don't know whether you like Chris Stapleton
I
or
don't
not?
think that I do, but I thought, I like this song.
I don't have any respect for you in anything.
How do you-
anywhere. With the very little that I had.
Wow.
Chris Stapleton?
I just don't connect with it. I'm not saying he's bad. I just don't really like it.
What don't you like about it? He's so talented.
I don't know. Whenever I hear the songs, I don't dislike them. I just don't like them.
He's such a good vocalist.
When was that song made right there?
Couldn't tell you.
That sounded like it could have been made anywhere between 1995 and 1975.
Tulsa Time by Don Williams. Released 1978.
Well, I gave it a wide enough window.
What did you say?
1995 to 1975.
It's a good vibe.
That's a
It's
cool
so
song.
sad that you don't like. I feel like you're missing out. It's not my job to make you like it, but wow, Chris Stapleton, he's the best.
I'm willing to revisit it, but
oh, you want to talk about music with soul?
I'll give it a try.
I want to. Well, gosh, maybe I'll punt this to the 2:00 hour. I want to talk about kids and cell phones. Your oldest is 11, 10,
Yeah,
12?
both twins are 11.
11, and are they close to 12?
About halfway there.
They're halfway there. Like in your mind, are you holding out to give them phones for a particular time? In your mind, you're like, okay, right now we're trying to get to this point.
No, there's not a particular moment, but we're definitely not giving them phones yet.
Who's more strict and stringent about phone access, you or your wife?
I would say my wife originally, but now I'm on board, and sometimes I'm more strict about screen time and stuff in general. But she's the one that leads it.
Screen time's not all bad.
No, it's not.
I mean, there are a lot of times where you could be on a screen and it could be productive.
Yeah,
But-
and a lot of school is done with screen stuff now.
Do you like that?
Programs. No, I don't love it. But we got to do it. It's the way it is.
Yeah, we were previously in a situation where education was like there were very little screens involved in it, and I really appreciated the fact that you had to learn how to do things the non-digital way.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I have realized that there are skills that they need to learn that they're going to have to use in high school. My son said that their freshman year at the Lutheran high school that they go to, there's a class, and it's just basically like computer concepts. But you learn how to use, it's not Word anymore, it's Google Docs. Everything
is it?
Everything is Google, but Google Docs is Word. It's all the same
It's just word
properties.
processing.
But you learn how to maneuver through it and shortcuts and all that stuff. Like that's a really important skill to have, and it's a difficult balance to educate your kids on the way of the world. We grew up with math, like not ever being able to use our calculators. You're not going to be carrying a calculator with you. In fact, I don't even have to have a calculator anymore. I can just I can send ChatGPT a picture of the problem, and it will tell me how to do it, or just what the answer is.
Exactly. I think I'm entitled to throw poop on my old math teacher's front porch now.
It's
and
poop
light
again.
it on fire.
It's poop again.
Yeah, I don't know why I am, but I would like to do that.
Did you say again?
No.
Did I say that?
I
on
think
the air?
you did.
Did you?
I think everything I said was ridiculous, but I did not say again.
Have you done that? There's a math teacher out there somewhere who's had poop on their porch, never had you as a student, but now they're wondering if they did.
It's because you said that about calculators in 1994, you dummy.
I think it was
And I peel out.
I think it was my 9-year-old asked me one time, like, because I told her she's got this beautiful curly hair, and I told her she needs to condition it or whatever. And she's like, "What does conditioner do?" And I'm like, "It goes on the hair to make it silky and smooth."
Why? Stop looking at me, Swan.
Quit looking at me, Swan. It's just like, how do you? I mean, I started laughing at her. She was maybe a little concerned that I was laughing at her for asking a stupid question. I'm like, it's a fantastic question. Anyway.
That was a dumb debate anyway, because shampoo is obviously better. You can't just use conditioner.
Do you use conditioner?
When I'm in a hotel.
Why?
Because it's there.
Because it's free.
Yeah, it's free. Ooh. Make my hair kind of puffy.
No, that's not what it does. It's the opposite of that. You're using things you don't even understand.
That's true.
Just because it's free?
It's free.
It's like drugs. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
We all have different ideas of the perfect retirement, but they all depend on the same thing: not running out of money. And preparing for retirement can sometimes be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Find out how to build your retirement on your terms.
What are your wishes, hopes, and dreams? What's retirement look like for you? Because everybody, that picture is different.
Join host Steve All for the All Financial Hour, Saturday mornings at 6 or Saturday afternoon at 4, here on 97.1 FM Talk.
Home Shield Foundation Repairs.com. I'm talking to you a lot lately about the basement moisture. It's a problem. It gets worse when you don't handle it. But I also know that a lot of you have been out in your driveway shoveling up that snow, and you're trying to shovel snow and you're realizing over and over, there's that lip, the concrete has separated, or maybe where the concrete comes up at a seam and it meets, it's part of it is sunk and it's uneven. That can be fixed, and it's smart to fix it because that's a trip hazard. It's not the way that the concrete is supposed to be. Of course, it's going to shift over time. Home Shield Foundation Repair can help solve that problem with polyjacking. It's a concrete lifting process that Matt Hayes can come out. They can fix it in a day. It's not a huge deal to go do, but don't you want to have that fixed? You're dealing with it right now. You're remembering it right now. For any foundational concrete situation issues that you have right now, reach out to Matt Hayes at Home Shield Foundation Repair at 314-227-9636. Online at homeshieldfoundationrepairs.com.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you are facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your holiday with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. For your inner child and your grown-up cravings, the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
Weighs in on Lisa Brady, Fox News. A report delivered to Capitol Hill on the use of a Signal group chat earlier this year to discuss sensitive information on a military strike.
According to well-placed sources familiar with the Inspector General report on Signalgate, the Pentagon acting Inspector General, after a months-long investigation, concluded Secretary Pete Hegseth, quote, created risks to operational security, and his actions, sharing operational details before the strike was complete on the commercially available app Signal, quote, could have resulted in failed U.S. mission objectives and potential harm to U.S. pilots.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin. Hegseth has denied discussing war plans or classified information in that chat, which inadvertently included a reporter. An unclassified version of the Watchdog report expected to be released this week. A partisan split during a House hearing on violent rhetoric toward police.
While Republicans and most of the witnesses were focused on what anti-police rhetoric means for law enforcement safety and also recruitment, Democrats like California Congressman Lou Correa said the real problem right now is ICE.
Agents wearing plain clothes, masks, don't identify themselves. Some of those people that have been apprehended are U.S. citizens. I know. I've talked to them.
But Federal Law Enforcement Officers Association Director Michael Hughes said ICE officers have faced an 1,100% increase in assaults.
These are staggering numbers that reflect the very real dangers officers face simply for carrying out the laws that Congress has enacted.
The head of the Sheriff's Association demanded people stop calling officers Nazis and the Gestapo.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Police in Prince George's County, Maryland, say they believe a deadly shooting was targeted in a food court at the MGM National Harbor Hotel and Casino. One person was killed, another injured. No word on any arrests. America is listening to Fox News.
So Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $29.95 a month for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer expires 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang, that one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insured.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
We have a little southerly flow this afternoon ahead of an Arctic cold front. More and more clouds taking solid control. 39 for the high. Tonight, front coming through. Winds swing to the northwest. Clouds, cold, gusty winds. Some snow flurries around, a little light snow. Going down to 15. Thursday, partly sunny and cold, 23 and 14 on Thursday night. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Time to get ready for cold weather and schedule your heating system check. Get not just your heating system, but your entire HVAC system checked for $19 a month with the preferred partner plan. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ring.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride. What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Well, we're monitoring the White House to see what is the announcement is going to be here in just a minute. It was scheduled for, 34 minutes ago. So we will watch and see when the president speaks to get you the latest news on that. I wanted to cover this story. I saw it a couple times in the news in the last 24 hours, and I feel like this is the story that is being under-discussed, under-reported, because it doesn't have a lot of salaciousness to it. It's not political. It's not super urgent, even though I absolutely think it is super urgent. It's just not being treated that way. But phone usage for kids. This is from America Reports a little bit earlier today.
While smartphones may be very popular, even addicting among young kids, they don't come without major health risks. A new medical study links cell phone use to increased rates of depression and obesity among our youth. Joining us now is Dr. Mark Siegel, Fox News senior medical analyst and author of the new book, The Miracles Among Us, How God's Grace Plays a Role in Healing. Doc, great to see you this Wednesday afternoon. So as parents, we talk in parent groups a lot about this, that there is an age at which kids are not ready for smartphones. And this study would seem to back up that notion.
So we're going to hear from Dr. Siegel here in a second. But I think that one of the issues on this subject that I am so, the reason why I'm so adamant and passionate about it, and I am so much more restrictive for my kids than most parents. Now, my kids do have, my older two do have phones. My 9-year-old has access to a phone at home that has Facebook Messenger on it, and she mostly messages her grandparents on it. So it's a way for her to communicate. I tell her that she can send friends to, she has, some of her classmates are on there, and I tell her she can send messages to them, but anything that she sends, I want to see, or she has to get approved by my husband, me, or her brother or sister, just to make sure that it's not happening. A 9-year-old doesn't know what they're doing, and they have to learn. So I do believe in kids incrementally learning these skills socially, but the drawbacks of phone usages, we used the phone when we were kids. Did you ever have long phone conversations when you were in high school? grade school?
Probably once or twice with some girl that I maybe liked, but not much. Once in a great while, maybe.
Was it your grandma?
I liked my grandma. We wouldn't talk at length on the phone.
I can't imagine you having a junior high conversation with some random
I don't know that it
girl.
was junior high. It probably was a little older than that.
When you would sit on the phone and talk forever about nothing. Like sometimes you wouldn't even talk. You were just on the phone together.
I didn't do that a lot, no.
What about you, Brad?
Not really. I never had I didn't have a cell phone until I was out of high school.
No, I'm talking about like from your house phone.
From my house phone? No.
Like the phone that I was talking on was corded into the kitchen, and I would put the cord under the door and lay in my parents' bedroom and talk on the phone for hours.
No, I didn't have people to call to talk to for that long because I wasn't really sure what to call and talk to them about, even if it was nothing. And then the other side of that was, too, my parents ran their trucking company out of our house, and I could not occupy the phone line for that long because I would get in trouble.
Call waiting, man.
I think I was always afraid.
You know the phrase, I got a beep?
Yeah.
Remember that phrase?
Yeah.
I got a beep?
I got a beep. That's another call coming in, right?
Yeah.
That's what that meant?
Did you ever have two people want to talk to you at the same time?
Not usually, no. My grandma, my aunt. Oh, hang on.
All your favorite ladies. Not your mom?
Hang on, Aunt Jenny's calling.
Lovely ladies.
Right.
I mean, I would sit on the phone. I think girls do this with each other, obviously, more than guys do. But my friend Aaron, man, we would, in junior high, 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade, he and I would sit on the phone. We were friends. I mean, we were just friends. But we would sit on the phone. We could talk for 3 hours.
Wow.
I don't know what we would talk about. Like, I don't. Stupid stuff, I guess.
I was always afraid of talking on the phone because it was a gremlin's phone and the eyes lit up.
Is that a real story?
No, it's a good joke, though.
Such a dork.
I don't know that it was a good joke.
I think it was. Ethan?
It sucked. So anyway, when you talk about kids having a phone, I grew up using the phone a lot. But it was a phone. It was a device that you talked. It was like a walkie-talkie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what it was. It was a connection, a social life connection. You know, we'd be on there, and every once in a while, I'd be like, "Annie, get off the phone!" And so you'd finally have to hang up the phone and complain about it or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Ugh, my parents want to use the phone for the first time in 3 hours.
It's not like they pay the bill. So they, the kids our age absolutely used phones. But when you talk about kids using phones, I wish they wouldn't call them phones because they're basically internet devices, social media and internet. That's what you're putting in the hand of a kid. Now, if there was some sort of way to get the parents of middle school kids to all lock together and say, okay, let's do the phone thing, text messaging and phone calls, and make these kids talk to each other once again, I would be way in favor of that. But all it takes is one kid who has all of the things, and then it just diminishes for all the other kids because they all feel left out. I respect that my kids, when I have conversations with my kids and they're like, well, all the other kids talk on Snapchat, I'm like, I am really sorry. I really, truly feel bad that you're not able to communicate with them there, but it's not negotiable. There's no Snapchat. And my son's 15. And he doesn't have Snapchat. And he's told me before, he's like, I'm actually kind of glad I don't have it. He has other ways to communicate, but he has to engage those other ways to communicate because at least for a portion of his grade school, that was where everybody talked on Snapchat. Well, he had a baseball team. Everybody talked on Snapchat, and he just didn't have it. And he was left out. And I was conflicted as a mom of what I'm supposed to do. And just over and over and over again, I'm confronted with stories of no Snapchat. Here's more from Dr. Siegel on this story. Let's listen.
You know, what's unusual about this study is it only looks at one thing. Do you have a smartphone or don't you? Not what you do with it, because we've looked at that before, that you get bullied or that you don't play with others. But this study looked at just owning one. And 67% of kids up to the age of 12 already have one. And this study looked at those who had one and those who didn't. It was from Penn University, Children's Hospital Philadelphia, Berkeley, and Columbia. And they looked at 10,000 kids who had or didn't. And those who didn't have a phone slept better, were less depressed, and weighed better. Their weight was better. If you had a phone up to the age of 12, then you were more likely to be depressed, obese, anxious, and not sleep well. Now, here's what's really interesting, John. Those who got a cell phone at the age of 12, once they got one, depression went up, obesity went up, and sleeping went down. So it clearly shows, I like this study a lot because it shows the impact of giving a 12-year-old a cell phone. It is not good for them.
So you have Dr. Siegel there talking about the impacts, these studies that are showing the direct impact of just the device even. You either have a smartphone or you don't. As he said there, it doesn't matter exactly what you're doing with it. There are a lot of parents. I get messages from parents. I probably will get them on the Facebook page again today that are like, thank you for talking about this because I've been holding out with my kid and they think that I'm the worst person on the face of the planet. And it's unfortunate, but you're the only person on the face of the planet that's going to love your kid enough to take those arrows from them to protect them from what they're going to be exposed to. I guarantee you what they're going to be exposed to if you give them that device.
Well, it's interesting because what Dr. Siegel is saying there is a different angle, because we talk about, and the obvious angle is we're protecting them from things that could come inward through the phone. People that are malicious coming toward them, things they shouldn't see, all that stuff. But what he's saying is actually, even if they're just using it for normal reasons and nothing's getting through, it's bad for their mental health overall. It's bad for the sleep, bad for the eating habits, bad for their anxiety. And that's not talked about.
Yeah. And I feel like parents feel like they're put in a position where they don't have a choice. It's like you absolutely do have a choice. And the most important decisions that you make as a parent are going to be the most difficult choices you have to make.
I'll tell you where we've gotten caught where we almost don't have a choice is that some of these things, not with social media, not with having a phone, that is different. But they do have iPads now. They're 11 years old and they have iPads because some of their classwork has to happen online. Not e-learning. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about COVID era stuff. I'm talking about programs that teach them math, programs that teach them their subject.
Yeah.
And they're good at it. I don't really have a problem with it.
The device in and of itself is not the bad thing. It's like the gun in and of itself is not the bad thing. It's how you use it, where you go with it, what you choose to do with it, how you choose to exercise the said thing.
So we've crossed that now where I'm having to deal with, oh, you're on your iPad all the time, but you're actually doing work and you're learning, and there's nothing wrong with what you're doing, but all this protection I've had of you up until you're now 11 and you're in 6th grade of just even screen time is now kind of out the window because there's no other option. You have to do it.
And the other thing, too, that you have to think about, and you're getting there where like every minute that passes, your life is about to go into high speed with junior high and then high school is just, you definitely as a parent feel in high school like I have lost the strong grip on the reins and I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
To an extent. Like the quicker that, my son is the one in high school, my daughter will be there next year as well. Like the quicker that I can loosen the reins because they've got it, the better for my kid. I've been watching. Do you guys like Jordan Peterson?
Oh, yeah.
I like him in theory. I just don't watch him a lot.
Well, I've been watching a lot of his stuff lately because he says these things. He's like, there's the phrase that says you can be your kids' friends or you can be your adult kids' friends, but you can't be both. And if you invest in being a friend to your child, you will not like them and they will not like you when they are adults. And that's a really tough thing to remember, but it's really important that you are like your purpose is to serve as barriers, boundaries. And the truth that kids actually want boundaries, they can thrive in boundaries. When you take away all the fences and they can roam wherever they want, then it's very hard for them to understand their footing and to get their footing. And while they're small, while they're young, while they're inexperienced, they need to be able to make safe mistakes. And you got to continue to move those boundaries out as they get older so that the mistakes that they make, if they've got the insulated center of that circle on lock and, they understand personal hygiene and general nutrition and how to do these things so that when you might help them get up in the morning, maybe you don't. You might help them get up in the morning, but they get ready for school and they understand we got to be out the door by 7 a.m. or whatever it might be. But then you start loosening the reins on other things and they're going to make mistakes. Mistakes are okay. It's how you learn. If you don't let them make mistakes, then they will never learn. They will learn that their parents will help keep them from every mistake that they're going to make. The mistakes that you can make on a phone are so catastrophic. And it's different than what we grew up experiencing in the 80s and the 90s, even in the early 2000s. Like, think about the first really smartphone that you had.
2014.
Yeah?
I waited that long.
What about you, Brad?
Oh, man, I think it was I think it was probably 2015, 2016 even. iPhone 4.
I was a BlackBerry user, probably out of my Nokia days, into BlackBerry. I think I had an Evo of something. I don't know what that was. But I used BlackBerries for maybe 2 cycles of phones. And then I got into the Samsung Galaxy phones, which I've had. I think the first Galaxy I had was an S2, and I got a 24 now. But even when we first started getting the phones, it was like BlackBerries. Did BlackBerry? Maybe you could get Facebook on a BlackBerry, but navigating it was so impossible. You're like, why even bother?
Yeah, the first one I got, I was late to the game too. I just didn't have any apps on it, so I didn't use it for much.
Yeah.
I knew it could get on the internet.
The nicest thing about a BlackBerry was that it had a keyboard on it, so you could type things and not have to do the T9.
Yeah.
222.
Oh, that's crazy.
C.
Uh-huh.
You can talk in code among millennials writing out the T9 version of how to leave messages. The stakes are so high, and parents, the other thing here, and this is a really key point as well, though. You're probably raising really good kids. Your kids are probably rooted in faith or in moral principle. You know your kids know right from wrong. They make mistakes. They screw up. They cop an attitude every once in a while. They're always testing their boundaries, but you're comfortable with that. You have good kids. You want to trust your kids. You cannot trust the world in the palm of your child's hands when they don't know what's out there. And if they get exposed to what's out there because of a social media app, because of a TikTok video, mental health among youth. I mean, you could go on TikTok right now, or I don't know about Instagram as much. I don't use Instagram. I don't use TikTok either, but I've had a couple kids show me some things here lately that I'm connected to. And it's just like, it is such a sad thing to see such young children feeling publicly so much disregard for themselves. And there's so little self-esteem, or there's so much self-esteem that they're putting this out there in a world that they don't understand how big and the magnitude of who they're talking to. And they're saying these really big statements, these really consequential things publicly for the whole world to consume, without any sense of actual repercussions of what they're saying. And then the dopamine hit of I put the video out and I got this many likes. Now I need to put another video out, and I need to take, maybe it's the sexualization of a young kid. They do something that's a little provocative, and then that gets some reaction. So you do something else that's a little provocative, and then something else that's a little provocative. And before you know it, you're 18 with an OnlyFans, because that was the natural progression. You never would have thought at the beginning that that's where it would have ended, but it's a natural progression of things. And we've mainstreamed it. We've made it seem okay. So who the heck is going to stop your kids from mainstreaming themselves into some sort of digital world that's not reality if you don't stop them from doing it? If you're not willing to say, no, we're not going to do this, and this is why. It's not because I don't trust you. I trust you. You're my child. I love you. It's because I don't trust them. And they're all out there trying to get you. They're trying to monetize you. We need more parents. You don't have to take, I'm not saying at all that I'm doing it right. I'm making it up as I go with my husband. We're just doing our best. He's a middle school teacher, so he sees a lot of what goes on in middle school with social media and with communications and phones and how addicted kids are. But man, we have got to do something about where this is taking. We're going to have a whole generation of kids who are so socially abnormal. How are the kids right now? Generation Alpha, I think it is. How are they going to parent their kids when it comes to devices and social media. That's my main curiosity. Be strong. If you're the bad guy, maybe that's the point. Somebody's got to be the bad guy so the bad things don't happen. We're continuing to monitor the White House. We'll find out what the president is going to announce here when he actually makes the announcement. When we come back, Ethan's Sports and Local. Don't go away.
There goes the house we made a home. There goes you'll never leave me alone. For all the lies you told, this is what you own. When your man wanna get fucked.
Point Pest Control. Point is spelled with an E. Don't forget that. Point Pest Control is a phone call away. 636-798-0023. Have Point Pest Control come assess your critter situation, your pest situation, or if you don't have, an infestation, maybe you have wanted to have somebody who comes out and just keeps it pest-free. That's the Fry plan with Point Pest Control. I am a Premier Service Plan subscriber. I pay quarterly and am able to keep my home pest-free year-round. Throughout the course of the year, different types of critters are going to try to get in your home. Mice, spiders, ants, crickets. Man, crickets are so annoying when they get in your house and you're trying to locate them. It's like they're laughing at you. It's really frustrating. Get rid of them with Point Pest Control. You can call them at 636-798-0023 and mention my name, Annie Fry. You're going to save an extra 10% discount on top of any specials that they have currently going right now. And you could be working with the best in the business. It's who we use at our house. They do residential and commercial. 636-798-0023. Point with an E, pointpestcontrol.com.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how to link to the market without the risk. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go online to retirementkey.com.
The ACA Marketplace has announced significant increases on their monthly premiums for 2026, with deductibles over $10,000. You can enroll with Greg Hammond's Freedom of Choice plans now. You don't have to wait. One of their plans lets you use any doctor, has zero outpatient deductibles, and it's 30 to 60% lower costs than most Obamacare plans. Other options are full coverage PPOs with national networks, copays, and 100% annual preventative care. Also, there's no income disclosure required, so no potential tax penalties. If you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive. Call Greg and they'll provide all available options. Call 314-794-7784. That's 314-794-7784. Or go to greghammonds.com. That's greghammonds.com. He can custom design a plan managed and chosen by you, not the government.
Your one blood donation can help save the lives of others. That's why the American Red Cross needs you. This holiday season, give something that means something. Make a difference in the lives of others by rolling up your sleeve and donating at the Odyssey Blood Drive in partnership with the American Red Cross from December 16th through the 19th at multiple locations. Make an appointment in the Red Cross Blood Donor app or at redcrossblood.org and enter sponsor code Odyssey for a drive near you.
Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you can find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
This is a great song. Have you heard this before? Did you change it?
No.
We on Cranberries today?
That's what I was literally about to bring up. Is I was like, I must have already played because I knew I had it in the list today.
No. I pulled Cranberries out of my
That's so funny.
1990s favorite.
Walz?
Yes.
This is the only Cranberry song we have in there.
No, we have Linger in there somewhere, don't we? Do you have to? Do you have to?
I don't
Did anybody
think that's
else,
in there.
honestly, did anybody else, when that song came out, their friends all say, that song's about a fart? Anybody else do that? Or is that just us?
No. And I refuse to let you ruin that song for me after 30 years.
It's a beautiful song.
It was.
Yeah, you'll think about that from now on.
I totally
Ethan, take over.
Hold up.
Check it out.
Ethan's Saucy Soiree.
Okay. You did one yesterday that we'd never heard before.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
There was a news bet under it.
Oh, that one. No, we played that one time.
Nobody here
Yeah.
has heard it. Do you do this segment when we're all out?
It's been played. I don't remember when.
We disagree. We need a date and time.
Well, I can tell you what has
I
played.
don't have that kind of time.
What I can tell you has played more than any other one is Ethan's Saucy Soiree. Why is that, Ryan?
I don't know. I guess you're saucy and you have a soiree.
A little projection.
I have great news for you all.
Okay.
Is it
Reason.
saucy?
You could argue it's saucy. It's reason to celebrate because, well, if you're looking for a city filled with excitement, a new study is suggesting
Troy, Illinois.
that St. Louis
Oh.
may be a preferred destination for you.
Oh, that's kind of sad
What do
for
you,
Troy.
What do you get out of it? Yeah, Troy was like, oh.
What kind of excitement?
Wallet Hub recently published a study that places St. Louis among the most fun cities in the United States of America.
Where does Jarvis Township rank?
I don't know, Ryan. The rankings consider several key factors, including entertainment, nightlife, and costs. Wallet Hub ranks St. Louis 13th out of more than 180 cities around the country, including 150 of the most populated cities. The list placed the Gateway City 18th in entertainment, 18th in nightlife, and 13th in costs, and that gives the city an overall score of 52.2. So we are 13th out of 180, but we still get an F. That makes sense.
For fun?
According to Wallet Hub, well, how about I let you guys guess? What do you guys think was ranked as the most fun city in America?
Denver, Colorado.
Miami.
Brad?
Dallas.
Dallas.
Austin.
No to Dallas. No to Austin. Miami is third on the list. And what did you say, Denver?
Denver. It's probably too expensive, though.
No, Denver is not on the list. Las Vegas
I
is
was
number
gonna say
one.
Vegas, but then I thought that it's way too much.
Too much money.
Followed by Orlando, then Miami, Atlanta coming in at fourth, New Orleans, and Houston. So you had a couple of Texas cities, but not Houston. The least fun cities. This kind of surprised me, according to this list. Anyone ever heard of Yonkers, New York?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard of Yonkers. People get lost there.
Makes me go bonkers. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Lewiston, Maine, and Pearl City, Hawaii, among the least fun cities.
Pearl City, that's where Pearl
according to
Harbor
the
is.
list.
Yeah.
I guess it is.
I was just there.
Kind of weighs
Was
you
it?
down,
It
maybe.
probably wasn't very fun.
Well, it was Pearl Harbor. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why I was there.
Oh, naturally.
I would
Yeah.
rather be in Pearl City,
The people-
Hawaii, than
But the people at Wallet Hub, when they walk up to people at Pearl Harbor, they're like, "You having fun?" They're like, "No." So it doesn't
But
rank.
if you were going for full fun, you're saying, St. Louis is a better option than Pearl
I'd
City,
rather
Hawaii.
be in Pearl City, Hawaii.
No.
I don't know. You'd
not
be
according
having
to
more
Wallet
fun
Hub,
in
you wouldn't.
St. Louis.
Well, what do I know?
Just saying.
Is their zoo free? I chuckle at the idea.
One more story?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go ahead. Yeah, we'll do this one. This is kind of a feel-good story. St. Louis County Animal Care and Control is now trying something that it has never been able to do until now. It is waiving adoption fees. It's the first event approved under the county's new ordinance, which was initially met with backlash from the overcrowded shelter. 2 months after adoption fees doubled and limits were placed on fee-waived events, St. Louis County's shelter,
Did you say this is pets?
yes,
Okay.
is fine. Yes. Okay. I was like, what other things get adopted? I was like,
Children.
Oh, people. Right.
Yes.
St. Louis County's shelter
It's people.
is finally putting that new law to work. For the first time, they can drop the adoption fees completely.
I want so desperately for the Trump administration to go all in on helping fund adoption of humans for families.
It wasn't long.
Surge the adoption industry, let it be privatized so that the children are actually cared for, and just go all in on that. It's the pro-life message that is not big enough right now.
Agreed.
Wasn't there a meeting in the Oval Office, or they had some sort of meeting not that long
Yeah.
ago
They-
regarding it, right?
Yeah, they have talked about it, but it just needs to be. I mean, there's a million things that they're doing right now. Sure, certainly. Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to cover what's going on at the White House right now. They're making a fuel announcement on trying to make, I guess, it more affordable. Although right now, I think you can buy gas for under $2.50 in some places in Missouri. Stick around. We'll be right back.
It's not my family.
AirComfortService.com. That's the website. Make sure as you look through your holiday season that you consider the gift of comfort for your loved ones right now. Air Comfort Service is there to ensure that you're cared for and also that your comfort zone is always within reach. When you give the gift of comfort, Air Comfort Service, you can call them at 314-513-0091. You can heat your home safely and efficiently this winter with as little as $19 per month with the preferred partner plan. That includes 2 HVAC system checks each year, service, repair, and equipment discounts. Also, priority service. Air Comfort Service is offering this preferred partner plan, I should say. All you got to do is call them and talk to them about it. And if you want to gift this to somebody, you can certainly do that as well. Mom, dad, make sure that they don't have to worry about that in their home anymore. You're worrying about their house, that maybe it's old house, they've always lived in it, and you just want to make sure that the HVAC is always working when the hot months and the cold months. 314-513-0091. That's the number to call. Tell them Annie sent you and ask them about their preferred partner plan with Air Comfort Service. Give that gift this year. It's a comfort zone that you will be giving. 314-513-0091, aircomfortservice.com.
I'm Kristen Press.
And I'm Tobin Heath.
We're World Cup winners, Olympians, and the hosts of The Recap Show.
Every week, we sit down with the icons, disruptors, and game changers on the field and beyond it to talk victories, heartbreaks, and everything in between.
We've built a space where athletes, change makers, and people creating the future of women's sports can show up and show off as their full, unapologetic selves.
Follow and listen to The Recap Show wherever you get your podcasts.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
All right, I'm interrupting the song. Turn it off. I hate it so bad.
Get it out of here.
Get it out of here,
Get
Ethan.
it out.
You were doing so well. So well.
Let's do Mary's Boy Child again.
Just all show.
Not that stupid song.
The whole show. Is that Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Bruce.
Boo. Oh. Let's listen to the president. He is speaking from the Oval Office right now and making an announcement on, I guess, fuel standards and making cars more affordable from the Oval Office, President
Hello,
Trump.
Everybody. Thank you very much. You all set? Well, we're talking about cafe standards, a very big deal, very important. Today, my administration is taking historic action to lower costs for American consumers, protect American auto jobs, and make buying a car much more affordable for countless American families and also safer. We're officially terminating Joe Biden's ridiculously burdensome, horrible, actually, cafe standards that impose expensive restrictions and all sorts of problems, gave all sorts of problems to automakers. And we're not only talking about here, we're talking about outside of our country, because nobody could do it. Nobody wanted to do it, and it was ridiculous, very expensive. It put tremendous upward pressure on car prices, combined with the insane electric vehicle mandate. Biden's burdensome regulations helped cause the price of cars to soar more than 25%. And in one case, they went up 18% in 1 year. Today, we're taking one more step to kill the Green New scam. It's part of the greatest scam, probably, well, other than Russia, and a few others I could name. The greatest scam in American history, the Green New scam. And it's a quest to end the gasoline-powered car. This is what they wanted to do, even though we have more gasoline than any other country by far. And people want the gasoline car. They want everything. They want electric. They want to have lots of alternatives, but they do want the gasoline car. Right now, it's leading away by a lot. The car business is a very interesting business, but we want to keep it that way. I want to thank Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, Deputy Transportation Secretary Stephen Bradbury, as well as CEO of Ford, Jim Farley. Jim, where is Jim? Let's see. Hi, Jim. Congratulations. You're doing a great job. CEO of Stellantis, Antonio Filosa. Thank you very much, Antonio. Chairman of the National Automobile Dealers Association, Tom Castrida.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
very
Yes,
much,
sir.
Tom. Great to have you. And manager of General Motors Orient Plant, John Urbanek.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Great to have you guys here. And you're going to say a few words in a minute about how ridiculous this was, but we've just freed you up. So you're going to have a good day. You're going to have a good number of years. Thanks as well to Senator Shelley Moore Capito, Ted Cruz, Kevin Kramer, Marsha Blackburn, Eric Schmidt, and Bernie Marino, as well as Representative Sam Graves, Vern Buchanan, Mike Kelly, Roger Williams, Lisa McClain, and Troy Balderson. All great people. These are great people. And I know there's a lot of support long beyond the people that are here. We had tremendous support on this. From day one, I've been taking action to make buying a car more affordable. I signed an executive order to end the unfair, expensive electric vehicle mandate. As you know, we had to have an electric car within a very short period of time, even though there was no way of charging them and lots of other things. It would have cost $5 trillion to build the charging plants. And as you know, in certain parts of the Midwest, they spent, to build 9 chargers, they spent $8 billion. So that wasn't working out too well. That was done before me, by the way. I wouldn't have let it go forward. We're canceling the EPA's absurd tailpipe emission standards, one of the most important things that I've never had a group of people come to me more powerfully and really just devastated that they had to do it. It was killing them than the automobile manufacturers, the tailpipe emission standards. And I can tell you, your people at Ford were coming to me all the time, and they were saying, like, please, it doesn't do anything, and it's killing us. And it's driving the cost through the roof. And we revoked Biden's emissions waiver for California so that California communists could not regulate the automobile industry and ruin the entire nation of automobiles. And they were doing that too. But we have that now under control also with your governor, who's got much more than he can control. Now, under the new rules being issued today by Secretary Duffy, the Department of Transportation will rescind the Biden fuel economy prices. And I hate to say that because they were really not economy. They were really, they were anti-economy. They were horrible what they were doing to the costs and actually making the car much worse. But these policies forced automakers to build cars using expensive technologies that drove up costs, drove up prices, and made the car much worse. The action is expected to save the typical consumer at least $1,000 off the price of a new car, and we think substantially more than that. Under the Trump administration, $70 billion are now being invested in the American auto industry. Ford has announced it will invest $5 billion across its Kentucky and Michigan plants. Is that a correct statement?
That's right.
That's a lot, $5 billion. You could do more. Creating at least 4,000 new jobs. Stellantis announced that it will invest $13 billion to expand its U.S.-based manufacturing by more than 50% and open new manufacturing facilities across the country. And I think a big part of that is also the tariffs. Because of tariffs, they're coming in, not only the automobile industry, AI, we're leading China in AI, we're leading everybody in AI, we're leading everybody in everything. We have the hottest country right now. I will tell you, a lot of political people behind me, great political people, very successful political people. We have the hottest country anywhere in the world. 1 year ago, we had a dead country, and now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. And it started from November 5th, but it also started when we did the tariffs, and we've had tremendous support on the tariffs. It's bringing in trillions of dollars of wealth. It's bringing in national security. And I've stopped 8 wars, and of the 8 wars, 5 of them have been because of tariffs and trade. So they're very important. And General Motors plans to invest $4 billion as it brings its manufacturing back to the United States from Mexico. After falling by 5% under Biden, U.S. auto production has surged by 10% so far this year. You know, I won the auto workers vote, but now even the head of the auto workers said Trump is the greatest president we've ever seen. And he happens to be right about that. But we're protecting our auto workers, and we're making it easier for every family to afford high-quality cars. In other words, we're bringing automobiles back and the manufacturing of automobiles back into this country. We lost 52% over the years, 52% of our automobile manufacturing. You see it, closed factories all over the place. Now they're all opening up. They're being, in most cases, they're being knocked down, and new ones are being built in their place. And a big beneficiary is the state of Michigan, but South Carolina, even states that didn't really do too much with the automobiles, they're opening up plants. It's been amazing.
So the president speaking from the White House there and talking about a reset of federal fuel standards. According to Fox News, that heightened under the Biden administration. The White House says will save $109 billion in total for American families. The Ford CEO, Jim Farley, says, no, don't start playing the music. I forgot what the song was. Just we were there for a second. We're going to get in and out of
She says, okay, we'll go to break. Just hit it for 1 second.
Pop it up.
Yeah, just go to break. I'm just going to start talking about Home Shield here in just a second. And then we're going to have a conversation with Mr. Ethan. The Ford CEO, Jim Farley, says, quote, we can make real progress on carbon emissions and energy efficiency while still giving customers choice and affordability. Oh, gosh. I'm not done with the Ford CEO. This is a win for customers and common sense. Unlike the song. Did he make this and think this was a good idea?
I think he was just doing a live song, and for whatever reason, somebody grabbed it and goes, we should play that every year.
No, we shouldn't. No, we should not. Ethan, shame on you. Look how proud he is of himself.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew. Yes. He chastised us in our private chat.
You gave me this power.
Oh, I'm about to take it back. All right, Bruce. I'll be right back.
You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why.
Why does he sound like he's in
Come on,
pain?
hurry up and start talking.
Yeah, sing it, Bruce. That's why they call you the boss.
Did you hear the faux vibrato there? He's got someone behind him shaking him on his shoulder so he can get that out. All right, knock it off. Matt Hayes deserves his time with Home Shield Foundation Repair. And if that song just cracked your concrete and made it unlevel in your house.
Give Matt his time, Ethan.
It's Ethan's fault. It's all Ethan's fault. Is your concrete unlevel now? Were you so mad you stomped your foot and you just made that? There's probably some other issues there.
If so, I would like to meet you. You are a strong man. Or a woman.
Home Shield.
Bruce Springsteen. Christmas, no.
Town. It's so bad. It's so bad. I got to start over, Matt.
It was a good setup, though. I like where you're going.
Well, thanks for helping me out there.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we stuck the landing on that.
This whole thing's getting cut, by the way.
It was real good. Matt Hayes wants to come look at your cracks in your basement.
Ah, come on now. You didn't have to do that.
314 314-227-90. This one's on me, man. No, it's on Ryan. 314-227-9636. Your concrete in at your home, your sidewalks, you've been shoveling, you're noticing the cracks maybe separate even more when the weather gets really cold. Cold, hot causes it to contract and expand, and a lot of times those cracks set in. If you do need to have it leveled back out so that you get rid of the trip hazard that has now established itself, maybe gotten worse over the course of time, you can call Matt Hayes at 314-227-9636. That's 314-227-9636 at Home Shield Foundation Repair. They do concrete lifting with polyjacking. It takes polyurethane foam, injects it under the concrete, raises it up, comes with a 5-year warranty as well. But if you have basement moisture issues, they do basement waterproofing as well, and they can check out your foundation if you have any issues at that place. Matt Hayes, he needs your phone call, 314-227-9636. If you call him, though, don't tell him what we just did here. Keep that between us. HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
Guns N' Roses is coming to St. Louis. We have your chance to go. Listen to the Mark Cox Morning Show all this week for your chance to see them August 16th, 2026 at Busch Stadium. It's the Guns N' Roses World Tour giveaway on the Mark Cox Morning Show.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164.
What stresses you out about the holidays? Maybe it's getting that house just perfectly clean. If that's the case, call my friends at Zero Res. Mark Cox here. Is your house ready for the holidays? Well, here's your phone number, 314-474-2020. That gets you to Zero Res. Here's the deal. If you need your season to be jolly and you don't want to stress out and you want to make sure the house is perfectly clean to impress your in-laws and your friends when they come over, just remember, you can Zero Res anything. They can do grout and tile and carpet and air ducts and hardwood. It is for your home and your business. Zero Res can handle it all. They do it with zero residue, no harsh chemicals or cleaners, and your house is beautiful. Go ahead and get it clean. Don't miss out. Call 314-474-2020. Tell them you want the 97.1 special. The spots are filling up fast. Go to ZeroResSTL.com.
The YouTube live chat poll today is, how do you feel about the Trump administration's area of focus? Is it just right? Is it too much foreign policy? Is it too much domestic policy? Or do you have TDS like Annie just said? Like the pause there? Like Annie just said. Hey, we do some comedy here every now and then. 2:49. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Family focused, faith filled, always on point. It's the Annie Fry Show.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all?
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him
Is this the last segment of the show?
Yeah.
They never
Yeah, you're good.
poor Rudolph.
Just let this play, and then you can kind of go to the poll results.
Do you know how different it is for me to do the show when you're here and when you're not here?
I don't, because I'm never here when I'm not here.
It's true.
Exactly.
The fun that you have when I'm here versus the fun you have when I'm not here.
Okay.
Isn't it an entirely different mental
Yes.
place?
the fun that I have when you're not here.
It's predicated by my absence.
It's actually, I'll be honest with you, it is less fun because then I have to host and I can't just derail everything constantly, which is the most fun thing I do, is just try to get you off your game a little bit here and there
Glad
and
to be
everywhere.
back?
Oh, yeah, it's fun. I'll never leave.
Like a cockroach.
Me and Twinkies.
Nuclear Winter
Yeah.
and Ryan Wiggins. You and Twinkies. That tracks, man.
Uh-huh.
That's right. It's oatmeal cream pies, but I bet they last just as long.
Science will tell us.
I want to put a call out to our listeners. I talked about this yesterday. Yesterday was Giving Tuesday. We talked to Amy with the Lutheran Elementary School Association yesterday. If you're looking to give this holiday season, if you are looking to make a donation to help your tax position by the end of the year, please consider donating to the Lutheran Elementary School Association, to the Annie Fry Show Scholarship, which is something we're going to continue to work on building so we can continue to bless St. Louis bi-state area kids in Lutheran education. But I I wanted to also talk about Cyber Monday, and I want people to send us gift ideas that we should give each other. I want people to help us shop for each other for Christmas. Like,
That sounds fun.
Be reasonable. Like, you could be thoughtful about it, or you can do what Ryan would do normally.
I've already bought half of you guys' gifts, so they better be really thoughtful. They better be perfect.
Root beer?
No root beer for you. Not after the reaction last time. Root
I
beer's
don't
off
drink-
your list
I don't drink it.
forever. Yeah,
You
because
got
you're
me.
so ungrateful.
No, you got me a case of sugared soda. I haven't had a sugared soda in maybe decades.
That's your fault. There's
It's
so
also
much
my
joy.
prerogative.
There's so much joy in it, and there was so much love in the gift and thoughtfulness that I thought maybe you would start drinking soda again.
The absolute best thing about that gift was Brad giving me the White House press pass first.
You know how many people mentioned that to me for a long time afterward? Actually, one guy.
How does that conversation go?
He's great. He's my mechanic in Collinsville. And I've been going to him for years, and he just learned that I was on the show, right after that. And he goes, "Oh, I can't believe I've talked to you for so long." And he goes, "Man, I was listening the other day, and you wouldn't believe what Brad did." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, tell me, because I was there, but I'd love to hear what your interpretation of it was." And he goes, "Brad, right after they give her a whole press kit, Brad goes and gives her a case of root beer like a dummy." I was like, "Oh, yeah, that was definitely
What
Brad."
a dummy.
And not me. And I never corrected him.
You just let it fly?
I did, because I wanted to be in his good graces, because he is my mechanic, and I want him to think highly of me.
I have a gift for you. It's not the whole gift. I do have a gift for you. I saw it. Somebody else had it, and I'm like, I think Ryan would enjoy that. So I bought that.
Is it a puppet?
It's a toy. But I know what I'm going to get the rest of you guys. Just haven't acquired it yet. But I think it'd be fun to have some suggestions from you folks, especially while Amazon has all the most ridiculous things you've ever even thought of on sale. I want your suggestions. You can message the Annie Fry Show Facebook page. You can tweet at us at Annie Fry Show, at Radio Wiggins, at Range Brad, at eChan7. Don't tweet him.
Yeah, don't talk to him.
Bad music.
Bad person.
No. Only sometimes.
He's not listening right now because he's doing Mark Rudin show.
Priorities.
Yeah.
The YouTube live chat poll, how do you feel about the Trump administration's area focus, Ryan? Just right? Too much foreign policy, too much domestic policy, or you have TDS?
I'm going to say I have TDS.
I'm going to tell you what. I looked before, and TDS was not in last place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's kind of a funny way to say that one. I'm going to say too much foreign policy, just in focus. I don't really mind anything he's doing.
Brad?
I think it's just right.
I want to say too much foreign policy, but I think it's just right. I think that they are walking and chewing gum at the same time, so whatever gets in the press gets in the press. All right, in last place, too much domestic policy, 1%. I have TDS, 5%. Too much foreign policy, like you said, Ryan, 15%, and 80% of you folks think it is just right. We appreciate you listening today. A reminder, you can go to anniefryshow.com and listen to podcasts. You can also go to the Odyssey app And subscribe to 97.1 FM Talk there and stream the station anywhere you go, anytime. Annie Fry Show podcast there as well. Mark Reardon on 97.1 FM Talk coming up next.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Consumer Cellular.
Gen Z is starting to drink. A study from the beverage research company IWSR found that the number of Gen Z adults who had an alcoholic beverage in the last 6 months has risen from 66% 2 years ago to 73% in 2025. Liquor store owner Carly Katz says you can blame COVID.
They didn't have those opportunities, and it just never became a part of their kind of social circle.
I'm Rob Hart.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
This is Justin Brown with Krenz Financial Group. For over 6 decades, we've helped St. Louis families and businesses plan with purpose and live with confidence. Is your financial advisor proactive or reactive? If your strategy or service feels stagnant or misaligned, it may be time for a change. Our defined, proactive approach to investments and communication keeps you informed and prepared for what's ahead. Let's talk about what makes us different and how a more engaged advisor can help you reach your goals. Your goals, our mission. Start today at kfgadvisors.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Servicing. Member FINRA/SIPC. Prince Financial Group is not a broker-dealer.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Are you nearing retirement and wondering if you're truly prepared? Sue Thomas here. And when it comes to retirement planning, keep in mind Financial and Tax Architects, FTA, has helped families all across St. Louis plan to retire with clarity and confidence. FTA specializes in creating tax-efficient retirement strategies, showing you how and when to claim Social Security, and building an income plan designed to last as long as you do. Now, they have a Retirement Planning 101 class. It is eye-opening.